You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This is episode 107, Get Out. This is obviously the sort of thriller horror film written, directed, and produced by Jordan Peele from Key and Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Alison Williams. Obviously, this was like hot shit this year. Everybody's been talking about it, so we finally decided that it was time to do it. I guess we'll just get right into this. Right before we go into like our thoughts on the movie and everything else. We're going to spoil the big part of this because in order to talk about this properly, you kind of have to give up the ghost here early, so you can actually have a full conversation about it. So, if you have not watched this movie, stop, pause this, and watch it because it is a really good movie. Spoiler alert to our reviews. It's a really good movie, and you're gonna do yourself a massive disjustice if you or injustice, excuse me.
I like that game.
Yes, it's also very good. But you're going to do yourself a serious disservice was the word I was looking for if you listen to this review before seeing the movie. So make sure you go out and rent it and help out the movie. Jordan Peele did a great job. But watch the movie first and then listen to this review. All right, so if you're just listening, you can also watch this review on our YouTube page, youtube.com/blackonblackcinema. So make sure you do that as well. Subscribe, share out the episodes, and all that. All right. Thoughts on the movie? Anybody want to start first? I can start if you want.
It's perfect.
I'll start first. Oh, you're going to start? Oh, that was your review.
That's my review. The movie's perfect.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I can't really find, in all seriousness, I'm having difficulty finding faults with the movie, because the movie has gotten so hyped. Right. And it's for a very long time, it was 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, if that means anything to you.
Yeah.
I read the dissenting review, and I don't get it, but
there's nothing to get.
Yeah,
he's a troll.
Yeah, yeah, I think the movie is plotted well. I think the acting is great. I think the casting is spot on. I think
Yeah, but wait, the one guy's British. Is that okay? Or Samuel L. Jackson, what's your problem, man?
All of the little things that make this movie unique, are very, very effective. I've said this before, I'll say it again. The movie could have been done without the racial bent to it, and it still would have been a good movie.
Yeah.
But with the racial angle and the way this country deals with race now, it elevates the movie on a level that, I'm very curious. I wonder what white people think of this movie.
Yeah, actually...
behind closed doors, right?
Right.
You'll get Jack. Jack came in here and said, "Oh yeah, I saw the movie. I really liked it."
Yeah, you didn't
right. But the question is, but the question is even more of what they think of the movie. Did they get it?
Yeah.
Right? Because there are the broad strokes of this movie that are really obvious, right? And you go, Oh, okay, yeah, totally understand the ending. I get the big thriller twist and all this other stuff. But did you really get it?
Did you get all the stuff at that party scene?
Right.
And some of the stuff in that party scene is overt.
And some of it is not.
And some of it really isn't.
Yeah. So, and obviously we'll talk about it. So if you didn't get it, and you're a white person or a black person who didn't get it, we're gonna try to hit as many points as we can. Terrence, your thoughts?
I'm going to preface my first of all, it's a 5 out of 5. It's.
I assume that is your score with 8. You said it was perfect, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how you can get better than that.
Yeah, it's a 5 out of 5. Now, saying that, I remember when the trailer came out for this movie last year. Mm-hmm. I saw the trailer, and everybody was hyped. I'm like, I don't fucking get it. I don't like Jordan Peele. I'm like, Jordan Peele? I think he's hit and miss. He's more missed than hit for me because I don't really like what's their show? Key and Peele.
Yeah.
They're not really funny or whatever. And I got the screener for this movie. I went to see it in the movie theater, and because it's a horror movie, if you will, and you two are a bunch of bitches. But
that is a correct assessment. Yeah.
so we went to see it,
Go on.
and I sat in the movie theater, and as I was watching it, I was squirming in my seat the entire time, like I literally was, because it was that good. Like all of the different scenarios he was in, all of the plot, and just the feeling of it. I felt fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm in a theater full of white people fucking laughing their asses off. There's certain parts where I'm like, nigga, this shit ain't funny. Like, it really ain't funny. It wasn't funny to me. And I'm sitting like, y'all don't get it.
Right.
You really don't get it.
And that I think is that's a really like key point is, do they actually get it?
No. That audience didn't.
You know, it's actually really funny. Like we have a unwritten rule here that we don't have white people on the show. Like that is not a thing. You know, like
I think it was
like,
it's unwritten, but it was stated a few times.
Yeah, no,
Very
and
early
it
on.
is often stated, right?
Yeah, it's stated like at least once an episode.
Yeah,
Like no,
no,
not at all.
But I almost feel like it would have been really interesting to have a white person
For
like,
this
I
particular
really enjoy this movie. Okay, now tell me what you thought of this scene, and like, what did you get out of this?
Like,
scene?
what
It
did
would
you
almost-
get out of this scene as opposed to what we got out of this scene?
Right, exactly.
So that party, I was like, yo, I don't like any of this shit at all. Like,
Well-
this is just fucking just.
So this is I've watched this movie a total of 3 times at this point, and what I will say is watching the movie once, and it was like, because Mike and I saw it together the first time, and I was just like, wow, this movie is fucking tremendous. Like, I loved it, right? It's 5 out of 5 for me as well. But watching it the second and third time, knowing the twist, and then watching the body language of certain characters who are aware of other things that other characters are not aware of, it makes the movie a completely different movie.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, like, just like subtle moments, which we'll talk about, which is why I wanted to we kind of have to spoil it in order to get to the meat of the issues. But it really is a movie like, I obviously got it on a level that I don't think white people would get it on, right? But at the same time, like, even watching it a second time, the first, like, black first version me didn't get it nearly as much as second version me or third version of me, right? You know what I mean? Like, in that way, the movie works so well because the more you watch it, the more
the more
little
you pick
shit
up.
you notice.
I watched it this morning, and this was the second time I watched it. And by this time, I had read a bunch of like articles that kind of deconstruct the movie. But actually catching certain things that I didn't catch the first time, like you said, knowing what happened. The performances, like especially the performance of Danny Kaluuya, he was amazing in this movie.
Yeah, he really was.
Like, he was understated, like, but all of his the body language he had throughout the movie, like, I felt that he was me.
Yeah,
that would be me in that situation. I'd be like, I'm not gonna blow up, but I'm just gonna be like,
yeah. I mean,
what the fuck is going on? He had like certain like body twitches. He had like certain looks he gave.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like,
Well,
okay,
improving.
What?
I think it's interesting because it proves, like, this whole idea, you know, there was a controversy we talked about in a preview episode about, like, oh, black British people can't connect with, you know, the experiences of black Americans. There are so many moments, that body language and, like, kind of like a couple of, like, really, nigga? Like, kind of
right.
looks.
He
Like,
had a bunch of those.
There's no way that was coached. That was like a natural response to that. Like, you know what? This is what I'm physically going to do.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, like, our experiences aren't that different.
Yeah.
Like, they just aren't. And then, like, to her credit, like, there are very like small idiosyncratic moments of Alison Williams' character too that I noticed, and I was like, oh, that shit's curious. Like, and we'll point them out. And it was just kind of funny. It was kind of funny to watch because, again, like, seeing it a second time, third time, like, you just pick up more. So, like, even if you have watched this movie and you're listening to a review, go back and watch it again. Now that you know what the twist
you will
is. and everything
definitely
else.
see more.
You'll see more.
But in closing, Jordan Peele may be a fucking genius.
He nailed it,
Like,
dude.
after watching this movie, look, his first one was a home run.
I mean, you can't argue.
I think
with
this
it.
is still my favorite movie this year, and I've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah, I probably tend to agree with you. Yeah, I actually would. Yeah, it was amazing how well done this movie was. It really
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I looked like
When you messaged us and you were like, "You guys have to see this movie," I was like, "Wow, Terrence like the Jordan Peele movie. This must be really good." Yeah, because
Keanu to Get Out.
Right,
What?
I didn't even see that.
I don't even know what the fuck. I know
It was
Keanu
about
was a cat.
and I was like, "I'm out."
I did see that.
Quality was up there with Get Out, I
It
assume.
was like on the same level.
No,
Not even close.
not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
I mean, it like Keanu is like below the sunken place when it comes to the pecking order of those movies.
That's fair because that movie looked dumb. And I was like, I'm not seeing that. All right, so let's get right into it. By the way, we're all 5 out of 5. I mean, that gives you any indication as to how this review is going to go.
Just see the goddamn movie.
Yeah, you really should.
Really, if you haven't seen it yet, first of all, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Second of all, don't listen to this until you've seen it.
No, just keep in mind, just some sort of logistics things. This had a $4.5 million budget, and it made $229 million.
Jesus.
First time black director to make over $100 million.
They shot the movie in less than a month. They shot the movie in 28 days.
Yep.
This is a good movie, man.
Yeah, like now in fairness to Jordan Peele, it took him 8 years to write this, he says.
That's you know what? That's
It makes
probably
sense.
why it's so good.
It's super tight, dude.
And every little thing. This is a movie that feels like everything is there for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Like literally from what people wear to what they say to how they act, to where they're positioned. Every single thing in this movie feels deliberate. And so it doesn't surprise me that it took him this long. My fear, and Terrence has expressed this also, is that his next movie, there will be so much pressure for his next project to be something as groundbreaking and phenomenal as this, that people are going to completely like it, and it could just be good.
Oh, they'll eviscerate it.
And they'll tear it apart, man.
Yeah. Do you think this movie has a chance to
No.
win any awards?
Not any award that Hollywood
You don't think
deems
so?
that matters.
It's first of all, it came out in fucking January.
No one's going.
February.
No one's going. This movie is not going to get an Oscar push. It's not going to.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Huh. I think the studio will push it. I don't know if it'll get nominated. I think the studio will
deserves
push it.
something. I don't know what, but
I
feel
could
like
I could see it doing
deserves
well in
something.
like Golden Globes or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it coming
depends
out
on
in
what-
January.
I mean,
is
look,
tough.
it'll sweep the BET Movie Awards,
Oh, please.
but
Unless there's
he'll
another
get, like,
Soul
Best
Plane
Director
coming
or
out.
something.
Yeah.
like, look, nigga, come on, yo, come on.
Your fucking lack of knowledge of BET.
I know. I'm like a complete asshole about
It's
it.
offensive.
I don't watch that channel, guys.
I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I've
It's
heard
not
good
When's
that
the last
bad.
time rappers fought during the awards? Is that a long time ago? That was like 1998.
Wasn't that the Source Awards?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a source
sure.
of what someone threw a chair like 30 years ago. That was like 1997. Yeah.
For me, the Source Awards and the BET Awards are not. They're not that different. Somebody's gonna comment. They're like, first off, the Source Awards. Like, all right, just
This
calm.
nigga hates black people.
No, I just hate our media. That's why I do this show.
Oh,
Right.
man.
And I just gave this movie a 5 out of 5. It's only because Jordan Peele's half white is the reason why. It is kind of interesting that Jordan Peele, being half white and then adopted by white parents, who is also married to Chelsea Peretti, who is very white, makes this movie. Like, what's that conversation like with his in-laws? Hey guys, I came up with this movie. You want to watch a screener of it? Oh shit! Wow.
And it goes to the whole like people who are half breeds being very militant about their blackness.
Right.
And this is probably the most militant fucking black movie that I've seen outside of like a Black Panther recruitment video. You know what I mean?
Right. It's who's the spook who sat by the door. Get out. Right. And everything. Like, wow, these guys are really serious. I have to imagine him being, my wife and I were talking about this last night. Like, even though he is steeped in quote unquote, and I hate this term, quote unquote white culture in America, this is not real. Even though he is steeped in that situation, America has a way of letting black people know that they're black, whether they are in quote unquote black environments, or even if they don't even identify as black. But if you look visually black, like
Right.
that's it. Like, let me put you in this box so that you know.
Remember when Tiger Woods wanted to claim that, well, look,
I'm capital Asian.
Right.
No, you're not. You're a nigga with a golf club.
Right.
Get out of here.
As soon as you crossed that blonde-haired white woman, you became that crazy nigga.
Yeah, you did. Like, he even, what was he on, like King Magazine or something? With like a do-rag on and no
Shirtless,
shirt? I was like,
fucking facial hair and shit, looking like a
fucking goatee.
yeah, looking like the evil Star Trek version of Tiger Woods.
right. Suddenly all swole and shit. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He was like, oh, y'all wanted Black Tiger? Black Tiger is here now. I was like, oh shit. But it's true. But like, America has a way to put people in these boxes, whether they want to be or not. And I feel like Jordan Peele's, I feel like Get Out is kind of the response to that in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it. So the movie opens with this guy named Andre, played by that dude from Atlanta. I don't remember the actor's name.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Thank you. Who I always like. I like him anytime he shows up.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he is. He
He was
very
in a
good.
very small part. Well, not super small, but his part in this movie had a big impact. Like,
Yeah, really did. And I was like, oh, it's the dude from Atlanta. Like, what's his name? I don't know. This guy Andre is kind of walking down the street in sort of suburbia, white suburbia, and he's talking to, I guess, his girlfriend or something on the phone, and he's like, yeah, you got me out here like sticking out like a sore thumb and all this other stuff. And a car drives up and then starts following him and then stops, and then his response is exactly the same as like you're talking about with the Chris character. Like, Chris is you in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt that way throughout the movie as well. But like, Andre's response to this situation is exactly me. Like, he starts walking and the car starts following him, and then the car stops and he just turns around and walks the other way.
Fuck this.
He was
I'm
like,
going back.
not gonna be me. And he's like talking to himself. He's like, nah, not today. And so he walks back the other way, and then he notices the car stopped and the door is open, and all of a sudden somebody with like a mask on or whatever comes and like grabs him
I'd have
and chokes
ran.
him out.
I'd
yeah,
I'd
well-
fucking started running.
No, the second I noticed that car door was open, gone.
No, I'd have started running the second I seen that motherfucker pulling up beside me. Fuck that. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, no, yo. He's like, nope. And I'm fast. I'm fast as
You ain't
shit.
gonna catch
You
me.
ain't catching my ass.
Nah, dude, I'd have been gone. Like,
See, but at the same time, right? Like maybe his
But where
thought
do you go?
process was, well, if I start running,
like
I
a
look
shot.
guilty.
I look guilty about something.
Right. Which again, that's a part of being black. That dilemma, right? Like,
Right. We're
get out of
we're
date.
not even 5 minutes into this motherfucker yet.
Nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened.
Right, and that's already. But that's a really big
But
point.
a black person in a neighborhood that he is not supposed to be in
right.
could get you killed.
Yeah. You could get killed for running or not running.
Right. Nigga, come on, yo.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is like you hear that on the news all the time. I don't want to go too deep into this 2 seconds into the movie, but like you hear that all the time, especially from like white people. Like I see written online and stuff like that, and it's like,
Why'd you run?
Why'd you run if if you were if you weren't guilty? This is the reason.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, nah, dog. Like why'd you run from the cops? Because they murder black people all the time.
Yeah.
That's why. And look, I have a chance of getting away. like it's just a fact, right? So Andre gets abducted by this shadowy character. Months later, we meet Chris Washington and his white girlfriend, Rose Armitage, which Rose Armitage is the whitest name they could think of.
Like, before we actually continue, the music, the song that was playing in the car, is there any significance? I haven't looked it up. Run, Rabbit, Run.
It sounds like kind of an old...
Like, there had to be something. There had to be a reason why that was the song.
I mean, it sounded like some sort of, like, kind of chase, like old... like.
Well, in dog tracks, like, they used to have...
they chase rabbits.
They chase rabbits. I mean, maybe that's, and maybe I'm reading too much into that, but maybe that's.
I don't think you are.
I don't. I don't think
couple of white greyhounds chasing a brown bunny. Like, that's the image that I get when I hear that.
Or the victim.
Or predators chasing
a victim.
Yeah, chasing prey.
Right. Exactly. But they play that song twice.
Yeah.
So it's of significance. I'm sure it is. So we meet, because it's funny because that's the song that's playing, and then that sort of fades into when we meet Chris Washington, and he's in his apartment. He's a photographer, played by Daniel Kaluuya. And one thing that really stood out is the music and the first time you see Daniel, because one, Daniel is incredibly dark.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't, and again, to Jordan Peele's credit, they did not pick a light-skinned dude. Like, they were like, no, this motherfucker's black, and like we want you to see like the difference here. Like, we want you to see the contrast.
We want you to notice the black spot on an all-white canvas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really. And also, it was really interesting. Like, all of his photos are black and white, right? Yeah. Like, so it's like, is that how he sees the world? Is that right or wrong? I don't know, but like that I sort of stood out to me. And then you meet Rose, played by Alison Williams. Marnie from Girls.
So, real quick, I in my research, I saw that Jordan Peele cast Alison Williams, one, because of her stint on Girls, and two,
she was actually the only character. I mean, she was insufferable, but she was very good on that show.
They're all very good on that show, and they're all insufferable.
That is exactly why I...
No, that is not
one episode of that show. Was like, I can't deal with these white bitches. I can't do it.
Look, that was the same for me. Okay, like, except I made it like a season. I was like, end of this.
He cast her, one, because she's very cosmopolitan. Right?
Yeah, she is.
And two, because she looks very, very white. Like, when you think of the typical white girl.
Yeah, I mean,
that is it.
She's Brian Williams' daughter, dude. Brian Williams might be the whitest man.
The whitest dude on earth.
Yeah. I was there. Like, no, you weren't. Ass motherfucker. But I thought she was very good. Like, honestly, okay. So let's get into let's sort of take the mask off of this and throw out the spoiler. That way we can like really get into this. Ultimately, again, please watch this movie before listening to this. Ultimately, Alison Williams' character Rose is basically just using Christopher Washington to basically, like, she pretends that she's really in love with this guy and they've been dating for 5 months, but it's all to just bring Christopher Washington back to our parents' house so that he can undergo this procedure so that like white people can take his body. We'll get more into detail of that. That's the whole big fucking the big spoiler, right? And it's a really good spoiler because they take their time letting you get there. I thought Alison Williams was so fucking good that right up until the moment that she was revealed to be a bad character, I was like, okay, is she like? I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure.
I'm very leery of white women. and
that is fair. After watching this movie,
she was very good. The part that got it for me was when they were about to play bingo at the party. She said, "We're gonna go for a walk," and I said, "Oh shit, something's fishy." And then when I saw what the bingo was,
right,
slave auction, I said, "Well, this bitch just took him away,
so he wouldn't see it."
Right, so he wouldn't see it. Like this can't trust him.
Can't trust him.
No.
That's it.
And then when they were looking for the keys and shit, I'm like, you bitch. Like, you know what them fucking keys are.
At that point, I'm like, you know good and goddamn well.
That bag is this big. They can't be like, come on, man. Who are you, my wife? You just cannot find it in these keys? Come on, stop.
Yeah, at the party.
So,
Bitch.
so we meet them, and we get sort of the first interaction between Rose and Chris, and they are getting ready to head to Rose's parents' house so that Chris can meet her parents for the first time. And Chris has a concern. So we have that clip.
Do they know I'm black?
No. Should they?
It seems like something you might wanna, mention.
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend, and I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
You said I was the first black guy you ever dated.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, so it's just uncharted territory for, I don't want to get chased off the lawn with a shotgun.
You're not going to. First of all, my dad would have voted for Obama a third time if he could have. Like, the love is so real. I'm only telling you that because he's definitely going to want to talk to you about that. And it will definitely fucking suck. But that's because he's a lame dad more than anything else. They are not racist.
All right.
I would have told you. I wouldn't be bringing you home to them. Think about that for like 2 seconds.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so there you go. Again, you can see Chris's sort of apprehension, which is understandable.
Yeah. Don't
don't need that surprise.
Don't do no shit like that. Like,
No.
like, hey, surprise! Is my black boyfriend? Like, nope.
Nah, man.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, no, it is. Like you
really
kind of need to inform your parents of that one.
Like, we're not that progressive just yet.
But I don't see color.
Yeah.
And my
Well-
family doesn't see color.
Well-
We're allies.
Let me. Did you see my safety pin? It's right here.
I hate that fucking term, man.
I fucking can't stand it.
Allies. I hate it.
Yeah, look. Here's the thing. Why don't you just be a human being?
That's it, man.
That's it. I don't need you. Like, I don't need you to wear a safety pin or read a letter every month. I don't need any of that. See some shit, say some shit. That's it. That's it. I don't need anything else from you.
Yeah.
That's it.
You do it if a Muslim guy dropped his backpack. You're like, oh, I see that Muslim guy dropped a bomb. Like, wait a minute, what?
Slow down.
Like,
How did we get here?
Right.
like, calm down.
Yeah.
See something, say something.
That's it. Like, look, you see some fucked up shit? Say something about it. That's cool. Stand up. Look, much like Rose does later in the movie, use your white privilege for good. Occasionally. Although she has she had an ulterior motive too, which we'll talk about. So they, Chris and Rose, drive down to her parents' house. It's established during the ride that Chris is a smoker and he's trying to quit, but he's in process of quitting. I assume they were Newports.
Cools.
Cools. Also a valid black option for cigarettes.
They definitely weren't Virginia Slims.
My mom used to smoke those. My mom used to smoke those fucking cigarettes. It's ridiculous.
Jesus.
So that's really funny. So then Chris calls his best friend while they're driving, his best friend Rod, who is a TSA officer. If you learn anything from this movie, always remember, no matter who you date, to have a black friend as fucking backup.
Yeah.
That, like, to me, that was always have a connection back to your community. Like that was the number one lesson that everyone should learn from this movie. Like,
Don't go somewhere and nobody knows where you're going.
yeah,
Don't do it. That is not a wise choice.
no, I'm just gonna go. Don't worry about me.
Only
No.
white people can do that shit.
Yeah, look, and if you leave
And
in
they
the
get
country,
lost and
they
end up
can't even do that
dying
shit.
on mountaintops and shit because they got nothing else to fear. Like, I don't know.
How did Jared get killed fighting a mountain lion? Like, damn.
Like, why were you upset?
Like, Tyrone got shot going to the grocery store. Wow, you guys really don't have any worries, do you?
Oh shit.
So he calls his friend Rod, and Rod is the comedic element of the movie.
Yeah, and he's really fucking funny.
He is very funny, and also incredibly real. Like his responses to things are exactly how a normal black person would respond.
He's the voice of reason.
He really is, and he warns Chris. He's like, don't go to that white girl parents' house. Like, don't do that. And you know what? Turns out Rod was correct. And this will not be the last time he's correct. So they have this like weird conversation where Rod is on speakerphone with I keep wanting to call her Marnie. Rose.
Same thing.
Yeah, basically. And she's like they have Rose and Rod have this joke about like how like he really wants her and all this other stuff. Like, oh, I'm just trying to get to you and all this other shit through your friend. And it's sort of a funny thing, but that plays into a later bit too. So while they're like laughing about that after they get off the phone with Rod, a deer runs across the road and they end up hitting the deer.
Yeah, that part didn't make sense to me. It looked like someone just chucked it like
Yeah, they fucking threw one.
and it just went flying across. Like, what the fuck?
I think it was supposed to be a deer jumping and then getting hit.
That thing went flying.
It looked like somebody threw a spiral.
Right.
And it hit
Tom
the car.
Brady threw a fucking deer at their car, and it hit the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
All right.
I feel like I would have fucked that car up a little bit more than that.
Yeah, the car seemed totally fine except for a mirror. But they hit a deer, and Chris goes to see if the deer is like dead or what have you, and he has this like weird, like is a classic sort of horror thing, a thriller thing, where he has like this walks into the woods and has this sort of like momentary connection with this dying deer, like kind of.
Well, you know why? Because his mom died in a car accident.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got that. Yeah. But it was just, and the music and everything was just like creepy and eerie and everything else, which I thought was well done. And then a police officer shows up, and the police officer immediately, even though Rose was driving, he asked to see Chris's ID. Again, I don't know if white people got this scene, right? Like, this is another one of those scenes of like, why are you asking him for his license or his ID when he wasn't driving? That is not a thing that happens to white people nearly, I won't say ever, but nearly to the percentage that happens to us.
Yeah, that's true. There's two instances that I remember this very vividly. Once, I was with my family. This was back in like 89. We were driving to Maryland to visit somebody. My mother was driving, and we were on the Jersey Turnpike, and we got pulled over because she's a leadfoot and she's a psychopath behind the wheel. We get pulled over. Fuck is that?
Yeah. No, he's just remembering every black woman that he's ever been in a car with. And he's like, yeah, that's it.
It's kind of funny because my grandmother also
exactly
crazy behind the wheel. But yeah, she got pulled over, and cops tell my father to get out the car, and he was the passenger, and she was fucking pissed. She turned into the quote unquote angry black woman. She's like, "Why the fuck you?" He was like, "Shut the fuck up,
right?
Please, I don't want to get shot or arrested. Just it's fine. I'll give you the exact same situation."
He just wants to avoid it.
He was like, "I look." I'll give him my goddamn license. It's fine.
This ain't a fight worth fighting right now.
She was just screaming at the cop, and we were in the back seat, and we didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. Second time, I was
going to die.
Second time, I was driving with my friend. I wasn't driving. He was driving. He was Asian, which means he was a terrible driver. I'm just kidding.
Oh. I didn't have to reject myself.
But the cop, we get pulled over.
By the way, that's not fair. There is no middle ground for Asian drivers. Either you are a terrible driver or you're a Fast and the Furious fucking sliding all around and shit like that.
Oh man!
So he could have been good.
That's true. He's a good driver, but he was speeding. We were on Liberty Road, and we got pulled over. And for some reason or another, the cop wanted to see my ID. I was like, I wasn't fucking driving, dude. I was in the passenger seat. You didn't think I was fucking connect? Apparently, I look like a drug dealer, but shut up. But yeah. I remember that because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck are you asking me for?
Right.
Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I did absolutely nothing. And yet you're asking me for
But it is, black people often get snagged in this sort of guilt by association thing.
Yeah. And it's fucked up.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, he was fishing.
Yeah, he was fishing for, let me run your ID, see what other shit. Right.
Yeah,
of course.
He ran it and I have nothing. I have nothing to hide. But yeah, it was those two situations. That's why I don't like cops.
Yep.
And I got pulled over one time when I was driving to go see the Fast. Remember?
Yes, I think I do remember that. Going to see Fast and Furious.
Going to see Fast and the Furious. I'm on Liberty Road 6:30 at night. I'm doing like 20 because I can't go any faster because it's Liberty Road during rush hour.
Right.
And the cop pulls up behind me and he pulls me over. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I'm like, what's going on? No reason. I had a hoodie on though, so.
Oh.
That's probably, and it was up because it was raining that day. And I had the hoodie on and I didn't take it down when I got in the car. And that's probably why.
Oh, yeah. You stole that car.
Was this your black car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, this is a very nice car there, Avon Barksdale. Let me see your ID.
Oh, man. This is a real thing, folks.
It's very real. It's very real.
It's infuriating, man.
It's been a long time since I've been pulled over. I will say that.
Last time I got pulled over was at your wedding. In Florida.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're in the South, man. Like, and I know Florida is like a different the South. Like, it's not the South. It's just Southern, but it's still the South.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Nope. I drive very carefully in places like that.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't need that.
I drive 1 mile under the speed limit. just in case.
I was speeding.
Were you speeding?
I was.
No, officer.
I absolutely was speeding, but I was going with everybody else on the fucking road, and it didn't fucking matter.
You were
Speeding in a
rental car.
Yeah.
in a
Georgia
rental
license
car
plates.
with Georgia plates,
Yeah.
black man in Jacksonville,
Yeah, it was
and you don't play for the Jaguars? Come on, man.
fucking C-Max,
He
my
knew,
nigga.
he knew he had you.
Wait, wasn't that car like a hybrid?
Yeah, it was. Yo, they were like, "Yeah, we got this C-Max." I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. First of all,
I've never seen that car
And then
outside
I'm
of that
like,
moment.
okay, whatever, fine. It's a car. I need to get around, but it was a fucking Ford C-Max, and I got pulled over for speeding.
In a hybrid of all cars. That's hilarious.
Ugh,
So
sorry about that, but yeah.
so funny. So the police officer asked for his ID. Rose uses her white privilege to basically bat that down. The cop is white, and she's like, no. She was like, that's bullshit. You don't need to see his ID. And the cop eventually kind of like, all right. Now, here's the thing. So there is the secret part of this agenda, and then there's another assumption that I had as I watched this. It is obvious that it's not because he's black that she's trying to block the cop from seeing his ID. It's that you don't want this guy's name run.
On a paper trail.
Right. You don't want the paper trail
Right.
of you taking this black guy down. And you want, I mean, part of the reason why they're going after black people is because nobody's going to look for them. So it's like you just take them and then, use them for whatever ill-gotten gains.
But we don't know that the first time we see the movie.
Right. So, yeah, you think,
We think, this chick, she's
wow, she's down.
gets it. Right.
she's an ally. She's got a safety pin. So from there, but like the other part of this, when I was rewatching the scene, like he's got her ID, and I couldn't tell if he had just finished looking at it right at the second that he says, all right, just get out of here. Because maybe he saw her last name and was like, oh, she's an Armitage. And like he also is involved in all of this shit. Right? So I'm not sure. Like when you watch the scene again, like I'm not quite sure if that was on purpose or that's sort of me adding that, but it would be an interesting element of like, oh, okay, cool. I get what's going on here. I'm just let you slide.
I mean, I would hope that the Armitage family doesn't have their hands like into the law enforcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't,
There's
can't put
probably
it past
black
them.
cop
but-
on the force.
Not anymore. There's not.
Oh,
right.
on the force that went through the fucking
The procedure. yeah.
procedure.
Yeah. I don't know.
And the other good thing about this is this doesn't take place in the South.
No,
place in, like,
it takes place in upstate New York.
Now, and that plays to a larger point, right? Which is the entire movie is predicated on this idea of like, okay, this is a social thriller. This is like dealing with race and all this other stuff. But it also deals with the fact of like, this is not run of the mill, get out of here, boy, like Southern white racism that we're always presented with, right? Like, yeah, we know how to deal with that. Yeah, okay, fucking, we saw Django kill all of them. That's fine. Which also works in this movie as well. But there's this like white northeastern liberal racism, right? Liberal racism is not nearly talked about enough, and and I wrote this down a number of times. It's like this weird polite racism. You know what I mean? Like it's like black people are so good at athletics, and you're just like, is that a compliment or oh wait, that's steeped in stereotypes and racism too, right? So like the movie deals with a lot more of that, which is much more insidious. And to that point, I think you're probably right, Micah, that it might have a hard time winning awards because it really does kind of throw racism in the face of white Hollywood.
Liberal ass Hollywood.
Right. And it's like, well, this is because liberal Hollywood loves to throw racism in the face of Southern whites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, let's make another movie about slavery, how shitty those people were and how we came and saved them.
Right.
But this is a whole different aspect of that type of racism, which to Jordan Peele's credit is like super smart, right? And which I think is why people go, aha, this is why this movie stands out. And it's not just, yeah, it's fucking Southern fried racism. We all know this shit, mint juleps and all that other bullshit, right?
I do declare.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look. Fucking Jefferson Beauregard Sessions III is here. Our Attorney General. That actually is his name if you didn't know that. Which is sad to me. So after the cop is rebuffed and they are on their way to the Armitage's house, I made a note of a thing that Rose says to Christopher. She says, I'm not gonna let anybody fuck with my man. Which, is a very... As a black man who has dated a white woman before, white women don't talk like that.
No, they don't.
They don't. But certain white women talk like that when they're trying to emulate what black women sound like.
Yeah.
Like that my man shit, which is ironic because she gets pissed about her dad saying that later on, or Faux gets pissed about it.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, that's interesting. And
I mean, short of a head snake, like she was, I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with my man.
Yeah, I was like,
all right, you knock knee bimbo.
Yeah, like look, Becky, calm down. And Chris's character he's kind of like, oh, that was hot or whatever. I mean, look, it's attractive to like look out for your significant other. I get that, but I was just kind of like, it was kind of like, yeah, where's the head snake, right? Like it was almost there. Like you don't talk like that. Like, look, we can see you, Alison Williams. You are white as fuck. Get out of here. Like, come on now, don't do that. So they arrive at the Armitage's house, and we meet Dean and Missy, which is her parents. I can't remember the actress's name who plays Missy, but Dean is played by
Kathleen Keener.
Kathleen Keener, thank you. But Dean is played by one of my favorite actors, Bradley Whitford. He's so fucking good in this role. Yeah. Like, he's such a son of a bitch. Like, because like, this guy is not a good guy. Like, immediately. And every fucking line that Bradley Whitford delivers is like that white liberal fucking bullshit. And you're just like, stop saying this. Like, everything. Like, hey, my man. Like, how long is this thing?
Like a fang. But I'm like,
stop doing that.
Danny was like, okay.
Like, does he have an off button? Shut the fuck up. This guy's giving me a headache. But yeah, he was really good. Like, both of her parents were very, very good. And
the mother was just fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like, she was very understated, but like,
something
you
ain't right.
Didn't trust that bitch.
No,
like the whole
no, you really didn't.
Like,
and what is she? A white woman.
If you've learned nothing from this movie, white women. I don't know. But yeah, it was Dean. The Dean character was really fucking good because he actually played the ridiculous. And look, I have heard. Like, what bothered me is, like, I have heard these statements from people in reality. And it was just like, shit is starting to grate on my nerves. Like, really starting to piss me off. And he was so good at delivering those lines, but then kind of pivoting to, like, all right, no, like, I know I'm, like, kind of being ridiculous. Let me, like, pull you in by showing you, like, oh, I'm just, like, a regular guy. Yeah, he was
Let
really
me
good.
steal the thunder. I know what you're thinking. Rich white family, bunch of black servants. I get it. I know what it looks like. But let me tell you, I would have voted for Obama 3 times if I could.
Best president of my lifetime.
I mean, he is, but
Yeah. I mean, Dean was right. I mean, yeah, maybe this guy's not so bad. Turns out, maybe not.
Like the first statement he makes that you realize like this dude ain't with the deer shit. His whole thing about
yes,
the deer.
thank you.
Remember?
Yes,
He's like,
hit on this.
You did a service because they tell him that they hit a deer on the way, and he's like, you know what? I don't fucking like these deer. They like multiplying, they're taking over shit. And you know what? You hit that deer, fine. One less deer to deal with. I'm like, motherfucker.
I don't like these. I don't like these big black bucks.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, and that was it. That was interesting, right? Because like I just caught it as like, wow, that was a really weird statement. Then I watched the second time, I was like, wow, that's a really weird statement. You seem really adamant about cleaning up
really
society.
hate deer, like what the fuck is that all about? Like they taste delicious.
Yeah, they do actually. But like that was like super interesting. But then the other part to that is like I think this movie at its core is about cultural appropriation, right? Like
Literally.
Right, like of the highest order, right? Because the racism in this movie isn't, again, it's not like, it's not the whole like deer analogy, actually, right? It's not like we need to run these people off and like get out of here and exterminate them. It's literally,
we want to be
you because of the things that we see. So we need to like appropriate that culture like forever, you know? So in and of itself, like the deer analogy doesn't make sense, but I think it also plays as sort of like, this is in the back of his head, right? Like maybe like we need to appropriate them and like utilize the black body and all this other stuff, which we'll go into more later. But this is how we get rid of them. We push them down so that we can take over and do this whole thing, which is just kind of interesting.
It's very weird because it's like it's racist it's racist, but at the same time, it's like they
admire us,
revere us.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like we don't really like you, we don't like your skin, but at the same time, we kind of do. It's fucking weird,
right? But that goes to our fucking preview episode that we just did, right?
Yeah.
It is literal cultural theft in the most like deliberate sense of the word, right? Or sense of the phrase. They do revere these like the athleticism of black people, which is a big point in this movie. You know, they even say like some people want to be, you know, because it's cool. Some people want to, you know, be powerful. Some people want to have this athleticism. And so, yeah, they literally want to take what we have because they don't have these things. And it's not, it is from a point of respect, but then again, also not.
It's not respect. It's jealousy. It's
jealousy. That's actually a better
It's like if when Batman had Superman's powers, he cleaned up Metropolis in an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's complete another, like, man, you have this, I could do so much better.
Right, that's what I was about to say. Is like we don't like you, but we could take what you have and be better with it.
Right.
Yeah. You're so lucky to have these physical
like you
traits.
don't deserve them.
You don't. That's it.
Yeah, it's
that's
fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucking white people. God damn.
But again, this goes to the credit of Jordan Peele. That is so fucking well written and so smartly done.
Which is why I think this motherfucker might be a genius.
He might be. Dude. He might be a racial genius.
It's very wise.
Motherfucker been hanging around white people all his life.
Like writing shit down left.
Right.
Like, okay.
Just taking notes.
Like, what are you doing? No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We're good.
You'll find out in 8 years. That's Jordan Peele, guys. So smart. So then we find out that Dean is a neurosurgeon and Missy is a psychiatrist / hypnotherapist. That all plays into the larger themes of the movie later on. Then Dean gives Chris a tour of the house. He boasts about the privilege of experiencing other people's cultures, which I, again, thought was really deliberate. And like he does the thing of like, oh, I got
these from Bali.
I got these things from Bali and all this other stuff. And it's like, do you even know what those things are? Like,
I can't believe like I didn't catch a lot of this stuff the first time I saw it.
No one did.
Right? Like it's the privilege that I have as a white man that it's socially acceptable for me to experience other people's cultures. One, because you don't have one of your own, so you need to pick and choose the ones that you like. And
Again, I cannot stress this enough. I made this discovery. White people aren't real. Your culture is not real. It's made up.
it's so
Listen to our
funny
preview
to me,
episode.
man.
It
It's
makes
so
more
funny.
sense if you listen to that instead of completely out of context. Like, I am real. I'm right here. I'm listening to your podcast.
Anyway, go ahead.
I think that's the profound point, right? Is like, I have this privilege as a white man to experience your culture.
All right, man.
Yeah. Again, Dean, you're a son of a bitch. Like you just are. So then we meet Georgina, who is a black maid, who's fucking weird. More on that later. Just fucking weird, dude. I was like,
say much. He's
Remember his
vacant stare.
You remember Dean's line? It's like, yeah, my mom, she really loved the kitchen, and we keep a little piece of her in here.
Yeah.
And then the second, that's when we first get introduced to Georgina, and like that's what watching this movie multiple times does, man. It's just like, oh shit, I get it. I see what he said there, because the mom is inside this fine ass black woman's body. I get it. She could get it.
Dressed all old timey. Did you say she could get it?
What?
Nothing.
I found that woman attractive.
Yeah. When I saw the picture of her later in the movie.
Yeah, with her natural hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently, so did Alison Williams. More on that later. So after the tour of the house, Dean takes Chris out to the back of the house, and he's like, "This is the field of play."
There's the stones. The film, like, oh, you motherfucker. Watching it a second time, you're like, you son of a bitch.
Field of play.
Okay, and then you see that nigga working in the field.
Yep.
Bitch. like it's just.
I feel like there is Jordan Peele's movie and the subtext and everything else that he was laying out in this movie. Then I feel like there is black people watching this movie and then seeing even more. You're like, really? Field of play? God damn it! Like I don't even know if that's a reason why he said that, but maybe not.
Like we're maybe putting our own shit in there, but
yeah,
like he put it there for a reason.
Yeah. And that's the thing is
that's why this is a wonderful piece of art, right?
Because you see
right, you see what you see out of it, you get what you get out of it, and that's
you nailed it. So from there, we find out that again we talked about that it had been established earlier that Chris is a smoker.
Do you think when what's her name, Alison or
Rose
was doing her vetting, she picked him on purpose? Like, was she? Well, we find out that she picks black dudes, black people in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say,
like
don't limit it to
Do you
dudes.
think the smoking thing was a reason for her to have her mother do a therapy session with him?
Possibly.
So she could do whatever she needed to do.
Yeah,
to try to
somebody
get him
was
to stop smoking.
somebody was some sort of vice.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he said her father was a smoker for 20. Maybe he wasn't. It's very possible that he wasn't even a smoker because he's a fucking doctor.
Right.
He just made that bullshit.
He just
up.
made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an inroad.
Right. Just so she can hey, I can you can quit smoking. I can give you this treatment. So she fucking threw his ass in a sunken place. Anyway,
is the sunken place real? I don't know.
It might
Maybe
be.
it is.
I think we might know. Never mind.
Oh, you know what?
No. That's not what. No. Move on.
But I don't want to now. No. So then we see. So again, it's been established that he's a smoker, and they're sitting there talking. Chris, Rose, Missy, and Dean, and he's kind of like jonesing for a cigarette. He's banging on the table.
Cigarette, but they're like, cigarettes, a nasty fucking habit. They're getting on him about smoking.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
Christ, take it easy.
Yeah, this is the first time I've met you. Back up, white parents.
Right, that shit was weird.
Yeah, well, they were like, look, nigga, get it together. So they see him sort of like jonesing. He's like fidgeting, and so they were like, "Oh, Missy can hypnotize you and stop you from smoking." And Dean says, "Oh yeah, she did that to me. I'd smoked for like 20 years." And Chris's response is like, "I'm good actually." Like, nah.
Right.
I don't.
He says it a lot.
Yeah.
He says it a few times. Like, all right.
Yeah, like, nah, man, you're not fucking up. You're not fucking getting inside my head. I'm in the middle of nowhere. No, absolutely not. Then we come to find out, Missy and Dean mentioned that the big party that they have once a year is this weekend, that they're down there. And so Rose is like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this weekend. And so they're like, yeah, like all these people are going to be there. And it's a tradition. Then we see they're sitting at the table and Georgina comes up and pours tea, like iced tea for everybody. And she's pouring tea for Chris and she has a momentary freak out. And she just kind of stares off and then she's like, ugh, and like kind of wakes up and almost like overpours his tea. And then Missy's like, why don't you go lay down?
I thought she had that because didn't like the mom tap the glass or something like that? Yeah.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, and that was a hypnosis trigger.
Oh, okay.
At least I think. I don't know. Like again, I might be reading too much into little shit like that.
I don't think you can read too much into this movie. To be honest,
honestly, I think you're
like,
probably right.
If you watch something, if you've seen it, you said you've seen it 3 times, right? Like you'll watch it a 4th time and pick something else up.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's like I said, I don't think there's too much reading into this at all. Like 8 years in the making.
Right.
He probably thought of every fucking thing.
Yeah, he was
crazy.
Like, again, these white people are crazy. I don't blame him. So then, and that scene where she tells Georgina to go lay down is really like kind of awkward, right? Like it's weird, and she's kind of ordering her to do this thing, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
I'm a grown ass woman. What the fuck? Yeah, okay.
I can stay up till past 9. You know me.
2 scoops of ice cream.
I deserve 2 scoops. Everyone else gets 1. You're a grown ass man, dog. So then at the dinner table, or no, I'm sorry, Jeremy arrives, who is Rose's brother. Look, I like this guy.
Yeah, I've seen him like I said, I was talking to you guys yesterday. Every movie I've seen him in, his Michael Caleb Landry Michael, whatever the fuck his name is. He's got a southern name. It's fucked up. He plays like a really weird fucking guy. He looks weird.
He's not acting. That's who that dude is. Yeah. I don't care for this character. Like, he's good in the movie. I don't care. This guy makes me really uneasy. Like, you ever, like, been out and you, like, met, like, a white dude and and everyone's like, yeah, this is our friend Brian. You was like, nah, Brian ain't cool, dude. Like, nope. Nah, that's how I felt about Jeremy. I was like, I know this guy. Like,
yeah, I don't trust him at all.
Hey, let's, like, play fight. Nah, dog. Like, let's not do that.
Right.
No, there was something, like, very uneasy, this guy. I was like,
He starts talking about UFC and shit. I mean, he's like,
nah,
no.
bro.
Like, get up. Let me show you something. Like, no, bitch, no. We're not doing this. No.
I think he was doing that because, so we all know how he gets his victims.
Yes.
I think this was his opportunity to try and kind of speed things along.
Right.
Oh, that's
that
interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Because, come on, let me show you. Let me show you this. Let me show you what a sleeper hold is. And I'm going to knock your ass out and get you prepped for tomorrow. That's what I took from that.
That's interesting.
Possibly.
But they were like, come on, man. Like
slow roll this thing.
Yeah, like
be a slow burn.
Like we gotta get the party people here to evaluate Chris. They can't do that if he's knocked out.
Right. I wasn't gonna hurt him.
Chris was like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck off me.
That shit was funny. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, I have a rule. I don't play fight
with drunk people.
Like, nope. That is a very specific rule, Chris.
Right.
Like, nope. And look, I agree. I don't play fight with drunk people either. Let's no, because I'm gonna get pissed and I'm gonna punch you in the mouth, and then we're not playing anymore.
Yeah, we're really fighting, and you're drunk, so you don't feel the pain.
Yeah,
and then I gotta beat you until you're knocked the fuck out.
You're right, exactly.
That's how that works out.
Yeah, people get fucking hero strength.
Yeah.
Nah, dog.
You don't fight a drunk person. It's not fun.
No.
I try not to hang around drunk people.
I know. I think you're better than us.
Yes.
That's fair. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to answer that in the affirmative.
Affirmative. So they're sitting around the dinner table and they're talking, and it gets really weird. And like you were mentioning, like Jeremy starts asking Chris, does he like watch UFC? And like, oh, what's your genetic makeup? If you pushed your body to the limit, you could be a beast. And all. I'm like, yo, this whole conversation is out of line. Like this entire
Right,
conversation
like,
is out of line.
Are y'all cool with this?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'd be at the table like, fuck is wrong with your brother?
And,
yo?
like anybody
Like,
gonna jump in?
Because this is fucked up.
I'm gonna knock this dude out. Like,
Like we might be beef. We might be fighting at this fucking dinner table if he keeps fucking running his mouth.
have you guys ever seen a rock bottom through a fancy dining room table? You're about to. Like, don't do that. So like Micah said, it was kind of weird, and it seemed like he was like trying to rush things along.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't thought about.
Yeah, I
that.
didn't
That's
think
a
of
good
that
point.
either.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get that vibe from him. You know what I mean? Like his character is very fidgety and on edge, and like his character seems
has
very
no
impatient.
patience, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like he's very unwielding. Like he's just kind of like he's supposed to be taking over, and I'm like, this guy's gonna be taking over?
Right. Could you imagine?
Fuck no.
No. Like you don't have the finesse for this.
He has no subtlety at all.
And remember towards the end of the movie when the mom says something to him about, when the give me the keys, Rose. Like he takes him or Chris gets incapacitated, and the mom chastises the son, saying you've damaged him enough. Like that's why they didn't want to have him fight at the dinner table the first time, right? Because you can't fuck up the product, man. We're trying to sell this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to get paid.
Right. You can't fucking kick and dent up the car before we sell it.
That's right.
Dummy.
Nobody's gonna buy a used car. Don't be an idiot. And also, the stop smoking thing is also important, right?
Because you want
damaging the
thing,
product.
right? Exactly. You don't want a car with a bunch of cigarette butts and shit in the seats.
No, that's right. Like, no,
That's gross.
We don't need black lung. Like, get out of here.
I mean, I want your black lung. Because,
And they work so well. And they help you slam a basketball better. I assume. So the dinner table situation is like really awkward and weird. And so then we get a scene of Rose talking to Chris in their bedroom after it. So we have that scene, so we'll play it right now.
Oh my God, and then my dad was my man stuff. My man. I don't think he's ever heard that or said it, and now that's all he says.
Yep.
Oh, and my mom being rude to Georgina? What the fuck was that about? That was so crazy. I mean, how are they different than that cop? That's the fucking bummer of it all. Anything more you'd like to add?
I told you so. Like, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say that.
I don't like being wrong,
I've noticed that.
but I am sorry.
No. Wait, come here.
I'm sorry. This sucks.
What? Why you say sorry?
Because I brought you here, and I'm related to all of them.
No, it's fine. Yeah?
Yeah? How are you so calm?
Honestly, it's nothing. I like you on your racial flow, though.
Is this a racial flow?
Racial flow.
Am I feeling a racial flow?
Yeah, I'm feeling racially flowy.
Oh, fuck. The party.
How bad can it be?
You're so white. So white.
It's all good.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, with my genetic makeup, shit can go down. I'm a beast.
Okay, so at that point, like you get that's that whole conversation we were having earlier, which is like, here's Rose like, oh, my dad's saying my man, that's so ridiculous. And I'm like, you said that earlier.
Yeah, right. Just said it.
Lying
And
ass
he
motherfucker.
goes, I told you so, which was hilarious to me because I'm sitting in the theater like, yeah, yes, right. But he said I didn't mean to say that. I'm like, yes, I did mean to say that shit.
Parents are
I
assholes.
fucking told you so. Your parents are assholes, exactly. Because you didn't fucking tell them that I was black. Well, we know why, but
it was such a funny scene because he's like,
yeah.
Oh, and then this happened.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I expected all of this. Like maybe actually not even as bad as this, to be honest. So then that night, Chris goes out for a smoke, and when he's like coming back into the house, he runs into Missy, who's in her study where she takes clients. Because remember, she's a psychiatrist, and she's like, "Oh, come sit down, talk to me about like your mother."
He goes out for a smoke and he sees the field hand. Basically
right.
He is running at him, and he's like, "What the fuck is this nigga doing?" And then he just bolts in the other direction, and we find out why he did. Well.
Oh, we didn't touch on that. You want to go ahead and touch on that?
Well, actually, you didn't say anything about what's his name? The father. His father lost to Jesse Owens in the Olympics.
In the qualifying.
Yeah, in the qualifying Olympics, and he's like, he never quite got over it.
What did he say?
He almost got
over it. Right.
He's like, he was pissed because he lost to a black dude, and he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I almost got over it. And so we see this guy running in the field, and apparently does his exercise at night that he does every night. Because he just needs to stay in shape.
That dude was fucking big. Like,
he was a big fucking guy.
Like, get the hell out of that guy's way.
Did he had he talked to him by now?
No, he hasn't talked to him.
Yeah, that's...
it is one of my favorite scenes because it is so incredibly awkward, and you're just like, "What are you talking about?" Creeping me out, my man. Chris sits down with Missy, and they do this sort of. Like, she's like, oh, tell me about when your mom died. And then she hypnotizes him. And, like, he's thinking about his mother, and he can see, like, the night his mother died and all this other stuff. And he's crying. And she's like, oh, tell me how you feel. He's like, I can't move. And she's like, well, so she basically describes why he can't move. So we have that scene. So we'll play that right now.
You think it was your fault? How do you feel now?
I can't move.
You can't move.
Why can't I move?
You're paralyzed. Just like that day when you did nothing. You did nothing. Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Okay, so then we get the first time we see the sunken place, which is a place inside the mind of every black person where we can't move and white people get to take over.
That shit was fucking horrifying to me.
You know what it felt like? Did you ever see Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson?
Yes. That place where she takes her victims and they kind of like sink into like that black.
Yeah.
And
it's funny. I wanted to go back and watch a clip from that because the music was very similar. Like as they're kind of sinking, and then once they're in there, like, what the fuck is going on? Like
in the middle of fucking nowhere. I was like seeing that shit on the big screen. I'm like, I don't like any of this shit at all. Like just the context of it. Like, are we really there?
I mean, I feel like
sometimes
I feel like maybe there's certain, like Jason Whitlock and like people like that. Maybe they might be in the sunken place, right?
Fucking
Ben
Sheriff
Carson,
Ballsack.
Yeah, that dude, Sheriff Clark.
Yeah,
nah, that nigga he ain't in no sunken place. He the warden of the sunken place.
That's fair.
Technically, he's still there. He just
right. Ain't no white person taking over that. That nigga is evil. He is black evil.
Like, you know what he is? He's the cop from fucking Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
You think you're slick. Like,
you tough.
Yeah, no, he's that guy. He is the quintessential black person who hates black people.
That's so fucking weird, man. That is so weird to me that there are people like that exist.
Yeah. I think it's sad.
I was about to say, it's fucking sad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't feel sad for him. I would like to push him down a concrete flight of stairs. On
He's a
repeat.
horrible human being.
No, he's garbage. Garbage. Like, no one will miss you when you're dead. No one. No one. I can say that with 100% surety. So we get to see the sunken place, and then, like that, Chris wakes up in bed. And he just like can't really remember what happened. So it feels like a dream. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, kind of thing. So he just really doesn't know. So then when he wakes up, he notices that his cell phone is unplugged. He's just kind of like, oh, all right, that's curious. And he plugs it back in. Then he goes outside later on and he interacts with the groundskeeper, the field hand, as it were.
That's what he is.
Yeah. I forget the first. What is the what's the first line the guy says?
I wish I could remember.
If she isn't she lovely? A real keeper, like something. He goes top of the line, and I was just like
what the fuck?
Dude, you're creeping me out, man. Like this feels really uncomfortable. But he's kind of like, yeah, sorry, I scared you with my exercise the other night. And he's like talking like an old white person.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. No, I didn't care. I didn't care for this guy.
1950s.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? You nigga trying to sell me a refrigerator? Like, what is going on?
She's top of the line.
Right. That's very weird.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's revealed later as to why he's that way. But yeah, I found the interaction to be really, really fucked up.
Chris was like, all right, nigga.
I
gotta go. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Now, what was really actually quite funny is when he goes to tell Rose about that interaction. It is a super black like interaction he has with her because he's like, yo, this dude is like mad hostile. Like, what is going on? And she says, oh, he's like, I think like maybe he's like into you. And actually, to Alison Williams' credit, her response is fucking hilarious. She's like, are you fucking with me? Like, do you think I have a chance? And he's like, you got jokes, right? Like he's like, you know what? Never mind. Like, I can't. Like, every time he tries to tell her, like, shit ain't going the way it's supposed to.
She's got a rebuttal.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, all right, like this is just like you just don't get this shit because you're white type of shit. Yeah. But it's like, no, not really. That's not the reason. She gets it. She gets it all too well, which is the fucking problem. Party begins. You see all these like limos drive up, and you see fucking groundskeeper Willie and the maid that are out there like hugging people and stuff, which is also kind of like weird. Like, why would they talk to the help? But again, more on that later.
Because the Armitages treat you like family.
Yeah, okay. If that's what you want to believe. So I think this is the big pivotal scene, right? Like, besides the reveal, which is what you were talking about earlier, like the guests at the party are all white, except for two non-white people there.
There for a very specific reason.
Very specific reasons. And they all engage in like polite racism, right? Which is my phrase, not anything they say in the movie, which is all this like off the fucking top questions to Rose and Chris.
Like, they have like no tact at all.
Like some of this stuff is completely overt. Like, black skin is in.
Yeah, like
nigga, what?
Look, fat, great value Colonel Sanders, calm the fuck down.
It used to be that lighter skin
was fair skin.
Yeah, fair skin was hot shit. But now they really like it dark. How do you feel about that? Like, nigga, what?
Like, yo,
he just like smack him. That's what I felt like for like the vast majority of people in this scene. I just wanted, like, if he had just open hand smacked 4 to 5 white people in this scene, it would have been complete, men and women. Just it would have been like just backhanded. Like that white woman was like, "Oh, is it better?
Better, like,
Bitch. 1, yes. 2, get out of here."
And that woman, she was horned up.
Oh,
because
she was ready, dude.
She was like, "You see this? You see this? That could be in me through you. I'm ready.
Yeah,
let's go."
Yeah, she was about that life.
Yeah, she was ready to open that checkbook up.
Yeah. Well, that's not the only. No, you know what? Let me stop being crass.
Are we really being? She was crass as fuck.
Yeah, man, she was ready. She did the one thing that Terrence does not want anyone to do. She touched him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, "Ooh, yeah."
You all swole.
Get off me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like that's inconsiderate. Don't fucking.
But in that scene, and I have a clip, so I don't want to like describe all of it and then show it to you. But in that scene, pay attention in this clip with the woman who like, "Ooh, is it better?" And she comes and touches Chris. Take a look at Rose's expression, her micro expressions in that scene, because they are fucking great when you know what the fucking twist is. You're like, oh shit. Like, it's hilarious. So here's that scene of just them at the party. And I think they talk to like 3 different couples. And so it's very interesting. And this is kind of like, it's fucking over the top. So here's that scene.
The Greens. Gordon and Emily, this is Chris. Chris, this is Gordon and Emily Green.
Chris, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chris. Nice to meet you indeed. Oh, that's quite a grip.
Oh, thank you. You too, man.
You ever play golf?
Once. A few years ago. I wasn't very good.
Gordon was a professional golfer for years.
Oh, you kidding?
Well, I can't quite swing the hips like I used to, though. But I do know Tiger.
Oh, that's great.
Super.
Gordon loves Tiger.
Oh, the best I've ever seen, ever. Hands down. So, Chris, let's see your form.
This is Nielsen and Elisa.
Hey, how you doing?
So, how handsome is he?
Are you handsome?
Okay.
Oh.
Not bad. Hey, Nielsen. So, is it true? Is it better?
Wow.
Fair skin has been in favor for the past, couple of hundreds of years. But now the pendulum is swung back. Black is in fashion.
Pardon me, I'm gonna take some pictures.
Sure.
Okay, so there you go. Like, dude, that scene is so fucking good. But again, if you watch that scene, and if you're listening to this, you should go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Black on Black Cinema. When you watch that scene, if you watch Alison Williams' face, she's kind of like, bitch, what you doing? Like, you gonna blow this whole shit. Like, you had to put a bullet in this dude and then start over. Then I apparently got to fuck a random black dude for 4 months and do some all kinds of shit that maybe I'm into, maybe I'm not. I don't know. Just to get his ass down here.
It seems like a really elaborate plot. You gotta fuck a lot of black dudes.
I feel like Alison Williams was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. Rose was all about it. She was like, look.
No problem.
They're like, yeah, Rose, you hate black people. She's like, yeah, I hate them. They're the worst. They're the worst. Fine. Oh, what? I gotta get with a black chick too? Oh, fine, Dad. Fine. Mm-hmm. Rose like black dick. Spoiler alert. Shit's hilarious. So the party goes on. There's a scene where Chris is just taking photos with his camera because he's a photographer. He's taking photos and he kind of pans over and it's Dean and a bunch of people and they're like, there he is. And he's like,
whoa, what the fuck?
And he's like, come on over. And it's like, oh, wait, what's happening? Which was kind of funny. And then we get a scene of Chris is walking around and the party is white as fuck. And he sees one black dude. He sees him from behind, and he's standing there, and he's dressed like an old timey white guy. And he goes up to him, and he's like, "Hey, man, it feels good to see another brother here, or whatever."
And the guy turns around, and he's like, "It's good to."
Oh yes, another brother, because
Right, I forgot.
Like, what the fuck? And Chris is like, Jesus fucking Christ, what am I doing here?
But
I want to leave.
But the best part is that guy. What is his name?
I can't remember what it.
I have it
I
written.
can't remember what his character's name is.
I had it written down.
Andre is the character that was abducted.
Logan King.
Logan.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Logan King. I'm like,
That ain't your name,
ain't
nigga. Like,
Coach is your name. Tell me. But yeah, so he meets Logan King, and Logan's wife comes up, who's like this older white woman, who's like 30 years older than him, and she's like, "Oh, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm, Rose's boyfriend." And she goes, "Oh, you guys make a beautiful couple." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure you're fine with that." But then Logan fucking blows Chris's spot up, and he's like, "Look, Chris was just telling me how he feels more comfortable because I'm here." And Chris's face is like, "Really? Like, what the fuck, dude? You just blow my whole shit up?" Which is hilarious. Like, again, there's no way they told David Kaluuya to do that. That was a black ass. It's like,
really,
like, come on,
All
dog.
right, man.
Like, God damn it. Which was just hilarious. And so he's like, "Oh, excuse me, we've got to go meet these other people." And of course, when you don't know what the twist is, this scene isn't as significant as it is once you know the twist, which is he walks over to a group of other white people that he's friends with, and he's like he twirls around so they can like check him out.
Yeah.
Right? And like before, you're just like, oh, maybe he wasn't around or something like that, right? Like you don't know the twist is. But it's clear that like this is the first time they're seeing him since the surgery where he gets put into the
wow, it worked.
It worked. Wow. He's black now.
Check me out. Tall
Yeah.
black dude. Like, yeah.
Let me show you my dick. Because if I was a white guy, that would be. I'd be like, "Yo, this shit is real. Rumors are true." It's awesome. It'd be fucked up if you picked like the one black dude with like a micro penis. You're like, "Oh, come on, man." I went from regular to fucking extra small. It's fucked up.
But the interesting, I guess. So he was talking to Rose, right, in the beginning.
Who was?
Andre.
Maybe.
He had to have been.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
no, well,
I mean, he
maybe
was in
not
that weird
because
neighborhood,
because
like, why would
Jeremy
he just randomly pick a black
Right.
dude?
Why would he be in
That's
that
the
neighborhood?
trick,
Right. Right. And he could have
that's a good
told.
point.
Yeah. See again.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, I totally missed it.
Yeah.
Huh? That's interesting.
Like, because
That's
it
a
doesn't
good-
make sense that he would just like choke him out like that.
And it doesn't make sense for it. I mean, like he would. Why would he necessarily be? Well, I guess it doesn't matter why he would be in that neighborhood, but he expressed on the phone like, "This bitch got me out in this neighborhood.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing here?"
But their house is in the middle of nowhere, and he's a musician.
He could have led her. He could have.
She
Well,
could've
she
led
could have
him.
led him there.
Yeah,
Right, because remember the brother Jeremy. Spoiler
He pulls
alert.
up, right.
Jeremy is the person who abducts Andre in the beginning.
Right.
But remember, Jeremy was off at college studying medicine. So she could have just been like, maybe that's not that far away. And he was like, "Oh, why don't you go to this neighborhood? Because he's close by there."
Yeah.
And he's on, he can take him. Yeah.
because
it's
he's
super
been
interesting.
missing for 6 months,
Oh, that's true.
and they've been dating for like
5 months.
five or
months.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So she set him up and then went right to fucking Chris. Maybe.
yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
it does make sense.
And the timelines work.
Right.
God
So-
damn, this movie is so fucking good.
God
man.
damn it, Jordan Peele, you're a genius.
That shit is wild, man.
I kind of
This is a
want to.
very good movie.
I kind of want to meet that dude. Be like, "Yo, shake your hand."
What the fuck, yo?
Hey,
I was
you
just
got
show some
something-
mediocre, though.
Was the other guy fucking you up? Was fucking the curve up? Like, what was the deal? So then, after the Logan King incident, Chris ends up meeting a blind art dealer named Jim Hudson, who knows who Chris is. And he's like, "Yo, yeah, I know your work," through someone telling me about it, basically.
Again, acting wise, Stephen Root was in the movie for 10 minutes, and he was so fucking.
He's
good.
a fucking great actor.
Like, shit was so crazy. I'm like,
Yeah, I have never disliked him in anything.
he's very good.
He's very good. Like, he's one of those character actors that's completely underrated. I remember he was on fucking News Radio as like the crazy boss on that show. He was great. And he was only on this like every like 8th episode for 3 seconds. But he was great. But yeah, so he's like, oh, you know, you clearly have like such an eye as a photographer. You're so amazing or whatever. And he's like, yeah, irony is not lost on me that I'm a blind art dealer. And like I tried to be a photographer at one point and all this other stuff. Message. So, and he also makes a point that he reiterates later, which is really interesting, about how like these people at this party don't really know what it's like to struggle and all this other stuff. And here he's, you know, kind of coming from the point of like, I'm a disabled person. Yeah. I'm kind of a minority too. And it's like, yeah, but kind of not, to a degree. Yeah, you might be blind, but not everyone else. Everyone else isn't blind. You still white. You might not be able to tell anymore, but you're still white. So then from there, Chris goes back to the house and realizes his phone is unplugged again. Now, what was funny is he walks upstairs, and the second he walks upstairs, every white person like pauses and like is listening. Like clearly, it's not really a party. They're literally watching him.
Like
and watching him.
Like when I watched it, I still don't quite understand. Like he's upstairs just walking around. Like what the fuck were they listening for?
Just like it was listening to see if he was gonna like call somebody or like what the situation was going. Like
it was very strange to me. Like
well, and it's funny because like in watching when I watched the original trailer, like the first like inkling I got out of it was like, okay, this is like a Stepford Wives type play, you know, movie, and it has that feel, but it goes so much deeper, and like especially that scene of him like walking upstairs, and it's kind of like everyone's like, what's going on? Like, wait, are all these white people aliens? Because I mean, maybe that's what it is. Like, who knows? Right?
Some people think white people are aliens.
They're correct. I mean, if you check their DNA, they don't quite vibrate at the same. Hotep's retarded. Like people really believe it. Wow. No. Can literally give a white person cancer if you're woke enough as a black person.
You just gotta sit next to them.
How long does it take to give them cancer?
Not apparently a very long time, because Jack doesn't have cancer yet, and I've known him for 8 years.
Yeah, but the question is, you're not woke enough.
Maybe your wokeness is down here. You got to raise your wokeness.
How do I accomplish that?
I don't know.
Don't eat anything that's white.
That's true.
Because white things don't occur naturally in nature.
That's right. That's right. I actually said that shit. That was amazing. I was like, what? All right.
Tell a black woman that
she's a queen.
That she's a queen and that she doesn't menstruate, and explain to her that whatever that menstruation thing is that she's going through is not real, and have her believe it. Yeah. And I think there's a couple other things, but first of all, you got to stop eating white things.
Yeah, that's number one. That's number one.
Yeah.
Like you can't even have chicken. Too white.
Yeah. Too white.
Dark meat.
Well, maybe the dog meat. Yeah. Maybe the dog meat.
Nah. It's white man's.
And I don't like the dog meat more than the white meat. I like the white meat a little more.
All right, Christopher.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Every time you eat the white meat, you're in the sunken place. That's what that means. See, real woke black people only eat dark meat. That's all I want, even though it's fattier and worse for you. So after he finds out that his cell phone is unplugged, he plugs it back in. Because now, the first time was like, oh, that's kind of curious. The second time, he's like, nah, son, I remember plugging that shit in. Like, no.
Somebody fucking with my shit.
And
I don't like that.
And so he calls Rod. And Rod tells him, like, you need to get the fuck out of there. Because he's like, yeah, I don't even want to mention this to you, but Rose's mom hypnotized me. He's like, nigga, are you crazy? Like, he gives a response that is exactly the proper response. Like, what are you doing? He's like, they trying to make y'all into sex slaves. Like, it's crazy. And because he talks about, like, meeting Logan King, and he's like, yeah, it's like black dudes with, like, a white woman who's, like, 30 years old. And he's like, sex slaves, man, I'm telling you.
Does he show him the picture?
Not at that point. Okay. That hasn't happened yet. So then he goes, after he gets off the phone, he goes to like look in on Georgina because he assumes that Georgina unplugged his phone, and he runs into Rose, and then they talk in the bedroom, and he's like, look, she unplugged my phone. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Shit is crazy. And then she's like, so what, you think everybody's got like a thing for you? Like they just unplugging your phones? Again, trying to diffuse the situation with comedy. And he says, maybe she doesn't like the fact that we're together. And she goes like, why the fuck would she care? And he makes a point of saying, yeah, that's a thing. Like black women not being okay with black dudes being with white women. He's like, that's a thing. Which I thought was a light touch on that. Right, you know, like not going into it too much, but it was a light touch because it is a thing. For, you know, for some people, it absolutely is.
Especially given the fact that the director is in an interracial relationship.
Right. But you know, I mean, shit is a true story. So Chris then tries to sneak a photo of Logan King because he thinks there's something suspicious. But when he takes a photo of Logan on his cell phone, his flash is on and it flashes, and then like Logan is like basically reverts back to being Andre Hayworth, who is the actual black person that he is. And he freaks out, like his nose starts bleeding, and he freaks out and he starts yelling, get out, get out. And he's like, he's not attacking Chris, but Chris takes it as him attacking. He's really trying to like push him to get the fuck out of there.
Right. Like, nigga, do you hear me? You gotta get the fuck out of here. Go, run.
They're making us sex slaves. You see my wife? She's horrible. She's ugly.
I'd have been like, yo.
Like, I wonder what traits the guy wanted from Andre. Because like I said, because you find out he's a musician, but she never necessarily like.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, he plays in like coffee shops or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that person was a musician at one point.
Yeah.
And just getting old, yeah.
And he wanted to play music some more. But they never actually touched on why
maybe
he
the
was
old
chosen.
Maybe the old white man saw 8 Mile and was like, wow, I really want to rap. But I know black guys know how to rap. So let's just get this black guy.
Maybe. Is that what?
And
maybe
fit the bill.
Maybe Eminem is like a
Did the
reverse. Yeah, he's like, it was like a black dude was like, I want to know what white privilege is like, so I'm going to start the Coagula experiment, and I'm going to see if I can get this white
Coagula.
Yeah, Coagula. Yeah, Eminem has been like regentrified. It's like it's kind of funny. So when he takes that picture again. Logan King freaks out and reverts back to Andre Hayworth for a minute, and they're like, they take him back into Missy's office, and they're like, oh, he had a seizure, that's why he was like freaking out, and like Chris feels bad about what happened, but he did get the photo.
Why wouldn't, if you were Logan or Andre, when Logan was suppressed, I'd have been like, nigga, get out, and then I'm fucking gone. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, you gotta get the fuck out. Like, nah, yo, like, you better follow me, nigga, if you want to stay alive.
Yeah. These white people crazy.
I'd have started running, man. I'd have made a break for it or something, man. I couldn't.
Yeah, I would have been like, look, sorry, other black dude. Look, I'm trying to preserve myself. You weren't here 2 weeks ago. I've been fucking this ugly ass white woman for 6 months. I don't want to do it. I'm down in the fucking pit.
Because you're still
watching the strokes happen.
Right.
It's horrible, man. It's fucking horrible.
It's like, could you imagine
like,
fucking that old white woman through a Viewmaster? Like, you just looking at that shit. you can't do nothing
shit
about it.
He's like, no, stop using my dick for evil.
That's horrifying.
Yeah,
like the sunken places.
That whole concept is terrifying to me. It's like some people. I've never experienced this, but I imagine it's what sleep paralysis is.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
I have sleep paralysis all the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
And you
it's
just
not fucking fun.
Yeah, like I can't now imagine that shit
forever.
Right.
No, hence why when you get out of it, you're like, you know what? Boom, blow my fucking brains out because not worth going back.
Right.
Not going back.
Yeah, sleep paralysis
can't risk it,
man.
Nah, man.
Can't risk going back.
Nah. Fucking a woman through a Viewmaster. That's that would be the subtitle for this episode.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible, man. Like you're there.
Yeah.
You're there, but you can't. Ugh.
You can't just be like, no, no.
Like, even in this situation, you're like, you're around all these white people that don't give a fuck about you.
Yep.
They just took you over, and you're just sitting there watching all this shit like, this nigga's about to get caught. I really want to help him, but I can't do it. But when the flash went off, like you said, he could have said something a little bit more fucking concrete, like, yo, get the fuck out.
Right.
Now
Like,
these white people are going to kill you. Not kill you.
See, that's too long. You don't have that kind of time.
Look.
Run, nigga.
Here it is. Exactly. Run, nigga. Follow me, and then that's it.
Yeah, you
grab his hand.
Yeah. Like, yeah, black people have a tendency to like, all right, we running. I don't know what we're running for.
Yeah, that's it. If he ran, I'm running.
Away from all these white people, something ain't right.
Yeah, dog. Like, look, that's a fact. I don't care where you're from, where you grew up, how you grew up, whether you had white adopted parents. If you're in a crowd of black people and they start running, you run. That is a universal fucking thing.
Absolutely. They say it as a joke, but it's the fucking truth. And then once you get away from whatever the fuck it is, like, what was we running for? Where are we running from?
Yep.
That's it. Like, it's true. Look, if the three of us are out and like Micah and I didn't notice what was going on and you started running, we're running, dog. Like, that's it. We will figure out what we were running about when we get to wherever we're going.
Once we get
I ain't even looking back.
No.
I ain't even looking back.
No.
Because if it's something so terrifying that it made you just start running, I don't need to see it.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can tell me about it. We
Be
have
a giant
we
fucking spider back there for all I know. Who
look,
knows?
we can have that conversation over coffee later. Yeah. No, because if I wait, then I won't have to have the conversation because I'll be dead. No, man, fuck that.
Maybe. I don't even know.
You don't know. Who cares? Look, there are some things that are, it's like, there are things that are built into like the DNA of like cats and dogs. Like they just know shit. Like, oh, I'm supposed to use a litter box. Like, how the fuck do they know? It just gets bred through them. That's bred through us. Like black people running, you running. Like just run, motherfucker. Like that's what happens. That shit is from slavery times. Like, oh shit, master coming. One starts running. Like, follow Jimbo. Let's go. Get the fuck out of here. Got a chance. Run. So Chris and Rose take a walk, this was the scene you were talking about. They're like, oh, let's play some bingo, and Rose is like, Chris and I are just gonna take a walk, and that was the point where you were like,
and that was it for me, especially given how the imagery in the bingo was so overtly meant to be an auction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this ain't no kind of fucking bingo that I've ever seen. Like, nah, nigga, B4.
Yeah,
like, that's how you play bingo. You're
like, why is everybody quiet? There's no quiet bingo.
Right, exactly. And when I saw that, I said, well, you can't trust this white woman now. Like, that was it.
No, but you know what was interesting is the reveal of what bingo was, which was they were just holding bingo cards up as auction cards, right?
Yeah.
But what was interesting is the slow reveal of it, right? Like they're doing this like silent auction and you're just kind of like, what the fuck is really going on? As the camera pans out, it pans out and down, and then you slowly see the portrait
of Chris.
And you're like, oh shit, this is an auction for Chris.
Right.
Which is a fucking slave auction, basically.
Yep.
Chris and Rose are talking, and they want to leave, or Chris wants to leave.
Is like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
The second I step foot in this house, I have not been comfortable at all. Like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, look, I don't blame him. No, absolutely not.
I called a fucking Uber. I'm like, nope, I'm leaving.
Gotta go. Like, nah, man. After homeboy like freaked out, was like, nope, we're done here.
He even said, like, this ain't no seizure I've ever seen. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
man.
and she's like, my dad's a neurosurgeon. I'm like, your dad's a liar. He's a goddamn liar. Get out of here. So Chris is like really adamant about wanting to leave, and Rose is like, okay, we'll leave, and so he's like feeling pretty good. He's like, all right, you understand? Like, cool, we're on the fucking same wavelength. Like, not gonna let anybody fuck with your man. I get it, white girl, you down? Turns out not so down. So then they head back to the house, where, by the way, Jim Hudson has won. He's the blind art dealer. He had won the auction, right? And so everyone's leaving. The party is over, and the fucking fat Colonel Sanders is like, "Oh, pleasure seeing you, Chris. I'll see you later." Like, yeah, and put my friend's brain in your fucking body. And so the party's over, and the Armitages could not have been any more obvious in their weirdness when he's like walking back on the porch. Jeremy's standing there like twirling a fucking lacrosse stick. The parents are standing there just like staring like, come on in. And the music is creepy. I'm like, run, nigga. Like, get out of there, dude. Like, just get
Like he
the
thinks
fuck
he
out
is
of there.
about to leave.
Yeah, not fast enough.
Fortunately.
So then when they get upstairs, Chris texts Rod, and he texts him the image of Logan King. And Rod calls him immediately and was like, yo, that's Andre Hayworth. Like, nah, dude, we know that dude. He's like, why is he dressed like that? Like, what the fuck is that all about? Which is interesting, right? Because your theory, or was your theory, excuse me, your theory about him being with Rose is kind of interesting because here they know, like they both know him.
Yeah.
So she was, if that theory is true, she was fucking somebody that they both knew and was still able to pull off fucking this guy right after it and getting both of them. Like, you know, because they were all clearly connected because he was like, oh, that's so-and-so's sister's brother. Right. Which is just funny. Like, she didn't even, like, move that far away, right? You know what I mean? Like, they were all still connected in the same fucking town, basically.
She's very efficient.
Yeah. Oh. She apparently likes him.
She's banging out Chris in the meantime, she's sort of vetting Andre. Mm-hmm. And is like, all right, bro, creepy lacrosse brother. This is a good one. Like, go get this guy while I'm working on Chris.
Yeah. Amazing. Don't trust white women.
Nope.
So then Chris finds these pictures because Rose told him that he was the first black dude she ever dated.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Now this is the only part of the movie where I was kind of like,
yeah,
it's too convenient.
That's a little corny.
Yeah,
like he opens up the cupboard and he finds the shoe box. He opens it up. Like, who does that?
Who does it? Well, I can see him doing it because I do it with medicine cabinets. But why would she? But why would she keep those mementos? I don't understand.
What the pictures?
Yeah. Why keep them at all?
Yeah, I don't.
Or make them
easily
accessible.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't she lock that stuff up?
Right.
Yeah, like click. Like, no, absolutely.
I don't know.
These are all my victims and all the black dick I've sucked over the years for my dad. Weird.
Yeah, do it for the family.
Yeah, do it for the culture. She was like, yeah.
Your non-existent culture.
Yeah, well.
That's sad.
She was... Never mind. I was going to stop being an asshole. It's Sunday. So he sees these pictures and he's like, what the fuck? And the last two pictures are the dude who's the groundskeeper and then the fucking maid. And it's like, okay, she's like, all right, so she lied about fucking all these black dudes and like, damn, she fucking black chicks too? Like, Jesus Christ. But then, like, so he's kind of like, no, we need to get the fuck up out of here. And she's like, oh, okay, like, we're leaving now. And he's like, all right, get the keys. And she's like, oh, you're fucking inside. Keys, Rose. So they're like walking downstairs, and she's like trying to find it, and Jeremy's there.
I don't know, like, bitch, goddamn well, you don't have that much. Actually, technically, women have a lot of shit in these fucking purses.
Nah, not buying it.
It could take like 30 seconds to find some keys. But it took her like 10 minutes.
Yeah, she's like,
I don't see him. I can't find him. Like, I'm about to choke the shit out you and just grab that bitch myself.
Give me the goddamn bag. So we have that scene because it is the perfect example of a black dude doing like what's the like code switching. Like he like it's like, okay, like code switch, like I'm around white people, let me like, keep it mellow. And then the black malfunction fucking starts to happen. He's like he starts fucking freaking out. And that shit to me is one, it's the big reveal, right? But it's also hilarious because he is so fucking pissed and he just jumps back and forth. So here's that scene.
Tea?
No, I'm good. We leaving, actually.
Really? Why? Something wrong?
Rose?
His dog got really sick, so he has to be at the vet first thing in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, how terrible.
Rose, the keys.
Looking.
Rose?
What is your purpose, Chris?
What?
In life, what is your purpose?
Right now, it's finding those keys. Yeah?
Fire. It's a reflection of our own mortality. We're born, we breathe, and we die.
Rose?
I'm looking.
Even the sun will die someday. But we are divine. We are the gods trapped in cocoons.
Rose.
I don't know where they are.
Rose? Rose! Rose, give me those keys! Rose, give me those keys. Rose, now! Now, the keys!
Oh, be careful, bro.
What the fuck?
I didn't do anything.
What the fuck is going on?
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
Come on.
Oh, shit!
Okay, so there it is. Now you know that every one of their family members are all in on it, right? And like it was so funny. Rose's expression, she's like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on," and they're like, "Clink." No, motherfucker, I was lying. Like, god damn,
Like that shit went from 0 to 60 real quick, or 60 to 0.
Yeah, right.
He's like, god damn. All right, bitch.
You ain't
gotta
worth
go.
a goddamn. You aren't worth the paper you're printed on. Like, fuck you, idiot.
Yo, his when he got pissed, he got so mad, like he just broke his accent for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, when he got vacation, like, because I didn't know.
Like,
he was
oi, bitch! You fucking cunt! Give me those fucking keys!
Whoa. Whoa.
Dude, that is not in the fucking script. Hey, Daniel, calm down. But yeah, that scene is really good because again, he's just like pinball, you know, like ping ponging back and forth. He's just like, nah, fuck that. Like I got to get the fuck out of here. I should have ran with that black dude earlier. Fucked up.
That was like, again, the acting was so fucking good, man.
It was. Look, dude.
They like just calm and then angry and then back to calm and then just fucking pissed again. Like
when she
in a rage.
When she threw those keys up and he was just like his mouth was agape. It's like,
fuck. He's like, I'm gonna have to kill all of these white people in this house.
Right.
Damn. I've never killed a white person before.
I don't know how this feels.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to find out.
And and the thing about this scene that I actually liked was that he actually was like, fuck it, I have to fight.
Yeah,
It wasn't like he tried to run or nothing like that. He was just like, fuck it. I gotta go fisticuffs.
Look.
I gotta spar with this nigga.
Look, the fact of the matter is, in that situation, you take out the brother, you're probably doing all right. Like,
yeah, because he's the most physical one. But you don't know how to fight. Yeah. You can take the two women out unless they know like jujitsu or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take the brother out, the fucking crazy one.
Yeah, you take him out.
Craziest, like off the rails one. Yeah, you might.
You got a decent chance of making it out, I feel like.
Knock Rose out, you know.
Throwing her ass off a fucking roof.
I mean,
no, we going upstairs first.
You could have sneezed and not taken care of Rose.
Rose is only dangerous with a weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, both women later on in the movie fight him with weapons. Nah. Brother, you got to go first. Bocce ball right to the side of your goddamn head.
So what was your you said you had a theory about the lacrosse stick.
Yeah, so my theory, because it's like, why does he have a lacrosse stick? Well, okay, so lacrosse is a Native American sport.
Yeah.
And in the United States, it is almost completely a white sport at this point. It's another thing that was just taken from another culture.
I didn't know it was a Native American sport.
Yeah.
I've always equated lacrosse to white people. As a matter of fact, yesterday, your brother
Rodney, who's been on the show before.
Yeah, he plays lacrosse. His kids play lacrosse. I told him same thing. I'm like,
he coaches, right?
Yeah, he coaches lacrosse. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but for him, like it was never something that it was always something that he did.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, like that game is. I always associate that game with upper crust,
absolutely
white people.
Well, so if you so we live near Johns Hopkins University, right? Because they have a lacrosse stadium because they're one of the top lacrosse schools in the country.
Yeah. Like it's almost like exclusively the Mid-Eastern?
Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. It's starting to boost up on the West Coast, but it's mostly in this area. But if you drive by the stadium, the lacrosse stadium at Hopkins, they have a building next to it, which I guess is I don't know what that building is, but it's associated with their lacrosse thing. They have a statue out front, and it's two Native Americans playing.
Oh wow!
Playing lacrosse, yeah. It's originally a Native American sport, but I just figured when I saw it, it was kind of like it's just another culture that they've,
Yeah, they really don't have anything of their own.
No,
white people wow.
Again, I cannot stress this enough. Culture does not exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Again, specific European countries have culture. White culture is not a thing.
White American culture is not a thing.
Yeah. It's casserole and bologna.
Wow.
And both of those are terrible.
Wow.
And really bad dancing. Like really bad. I think that's what the lacrosse thing is. Look, again, that could be me reading too much into it or like kind of, writing my own part to that. But that was the first thing I could think of. So they take, after Chris is knocked out, as you saw in the clip, they take Chris downstairs into the basement, which they originally, Dean told Chris that it was closed up because they had black mold.
Black mold, right. I was like, second time through, I'm like, what the fuck?
I really couldn't have been anything else. Had to be black, didn't it? It's fucked up. So they take Chris downstairs.
Large basement.
What's that?
It's a very fucking large basement, dude.
Yeah, it's like
a Resident Evil basement. Like there's a bunch of fucking doors. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Like a whole bunch of doors. It's like a hotel underground.
Yeah, it really kind of was
weird.
They were like reinforced, like a really nice. Well, this is a really luxury apartment. So they take him downstairs, and then Rod realized he's back at home in Brooklyn, and he's Googling Andre Hayworth, and he realizes that he's been missing for 6 months. Right, so he's like, "Oh shit!" Like that's the guy. So he goes to the police, and the police, he tells the police that his friend Chris is missing, and of course the main cop is Maxine Waters from Living Single.
Erica Alexander.
Yeah, and it's funny because
Maxine Shaw.
Maxine Waters. Yeah, Congressman. Sorry, Congressman. What I thought was a missed opportunity in that scene where he's talking to the cops is. He talks to her and she's just like, hold on a second. She brings in like another black cop and a Latino cop. And he's like, no, go read, tell us the story again. And they all start laughing and they're like, and she's like, oh, see, don't tell me, don't say I never give you guys anything. And they're like making fun of Rod. What would have been I thought it was a missed opportunity. It would have been better if they had told that story. And the minority cops are like, yeah, that seems plausible. Like, that would have been hilarious. And just been like, well, we're going to need you to wait, 24 more hours or something like that. But, I feel like if you told black people that, they'd be like, yeah, that seems about right.
There may be some validity to that.
Yeah, I thought that was, I was like, because I thought that's exactly the way they were going to go with it. But.
The only way it would have been better is if the initial cop, Erica Alexander's character, was white
yeah.
and she brought in the two minority cops. And then they're just looking at the white cop like, yeah,
Yeah.
put out an APB.
I bet you crazy? Like, of course. What the fuck are you talking about?
Now, before we continue, when this movie came out, some people took issue with her character. They
Why?
said that
For what?
They said that Jordan Peele had problems writing black women.
She had like 5 lines.
I was like, I don't understand.
Well, what was the issue?
I don't know. Like I
What,
can't
because she
remember
didn't
what it was.
instantly believe him?
Yeah,
It's ludicrous.
I honestly can't remember what it was, but I read it and I'm like, is this a joke? But no, it wasn't. Some people actually legitimately took issue with her character. They're like, oh, it's a black woman not want to help a black guy. I'm like, wait, what?
I didn't get that
It was very
impression.
strange.
I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all either. But that was a thing.
I swear, people they look for things to be offended by. Like, there's nothing about her character that's offensive. Like, her character is
It's like
actually
she's a
her character
cop.
is just a cop, right? Who happens to be black. Incidentally, like we were just talking about, like here was a better opportunity to like
To
do
have
that.
it been a white woman,
Right?
or
But
whatever.
like, it would have had to play it based on the race of the character. He didn't play it on the basis of the race of the character at all. Like he was just like, she's a cop.
yeah, I didn't get it.
Whatever.
Some dummy found out that Jordan Peele is in an interracial relationship, and
That was the issue.
yeah, that was it. It has to be it, right?
Because it doesn't make it. It's the dumbest argument.
It doesn't make sense.
Of all the things in the
doesn't
movie,
make
concentrating on the one of 2 black female characters and making up some like ludicrous thing about. All right.
I mean, look, we all see what we want to see in art, but
Sure.
usually it's based in some sort of like common sense.
Logic.
Yeah, when I was I'm like,
That's
this
so-
y'all reaching, you're really fucking reaching,
Really
on this one.
reaching.
Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Why was a black woman wearing a wig? Like, all right, okay. Good lord. So then we see Chris is like strapped up in a chair in the basement in this room, and he's told about the Coagula experiment, which is the big reveal that these white people are taking their consciousness and putting it into the bodies of black people who are left with just a sliver of their consciousness in the sunken place, and then they take over their body, like Logan King, like Georgina, like the groundskeeper, Walter, I think his name is. So all of those people are actually white people utilizing the bodies of black people. Which is a super interesting fucking twist, right? Because I thought they were just hypnotized, which wouldn't have been that crazy, but like this is interesting because it literally speaks to the whole idea of racism of utilizing black bodies as nothing more than like a workhorse, or like in slavery times, right? Like we weren't seen as people. I mean, this is very clever. Like this is a cleverly set up sort of twist, I thought.
Yeah. When I was watching, I'm like, I've never fucking seen this before.
Yeah.
Like the premise, you've seen the premise, but not done in this way.
Yeah.
Like, white people are just taking over the black bodies because they love it so much, but at the same, they're jealousy, exactly like we said earlier.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
They're jealous. They want to be us. They really do.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Very good.
All right.
That statement is a pain in the ass, but in this particular situation, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
There you go.
absolutely.
It is.
Yeah. So at that point, Rod calls Chris's phone, and Rose picks up, and she's like, "Oh no, Chris left a couple days ago. But he left his phone." It's like, he a black dude. He ain't gonna leave his cell phone.
Like,
Right.
I don't believe
He'd have
that
came
at
back
all.
to get that cell phone.
Danger and all.
Yeah, like nah, dude, like iPhones ain't cheap, girl. You better get out of there. So she distracts Rod because she's acting like, oh my god, I'm so concerned, and she's like saying all this shit
With a straight
ass
fucking
face, dude.
Right. She's got all the emotion and inflection in her voice, but she's just stone faced like a robot.
Yeah, And so Rod's like, all right, hold on a
That
second.
shit was funny. Let me put you. He's like, hold on 1 minute. He's like, you lying bitch.
It's like, my TSA shit is tingling. That shit had me rolling, dude. I was dying. And so he starts to record her, and he unmutes the phone, and then she immediately, because she's not dumb, she figured all right, this dude is probably onto me. She's like, she plays up that whole you kind of wanted to fuck me kind of thing that they had been joking about earlier, and he gets so fucking what the fuck are you talking about, you crazy bitch? And and then he just hangs up.
Like, bah, fuck you. Shit.
And it's funny because he's like, and he gets all mad after he hangs up the phone. He's like, fucking bitch. She's a goddamn genius. That shit was funny.
Now the other thing I noticed about the movie is Rod, he's basically the hero of the story, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he comes to save the day. But his character is he's the comic relief, but in the ratchet, black movie type comic relief.
Yeah,
but he was super smart.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he did that on purpose. White people see us as fucking ignorant. He's the ignorant character, but he was really fucking smart.
And he was the only one to put it together.
Right. He put two and two together, and it was crazy, but he was fucking right.
Yeah.
And again, he did it. I think he made that character like that on purpose to be the ratchet black character, but really smart.
Yeah. No,
we can be ratchet and really fucking intelligent at the same goddamn time.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely.
Again, I'm like I said, I don't think we can read into it too much, but I think that's what it was.
I think
character was like that.
I think that's a pretty good assessment. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And if it's not true, it should be true. So then Chris is sitting down in this room, and Jim Hudson comes on the television, and he's telling him oh, I'm gonna be inside, my conscience is gonna be inside your body. And he goes, look, I don't really care about your race and stuff like that. I just want your eyes. Because I want to be able to see, and I want to be able to be a photographer again and all this other stuff. And he delves into this polite racism with Chris. And he's just you got, some people just want to be stronger, and some people just want to be, cooler and all this other shit. And it's dude, you're talking all this shit, but this is me, dude. What the fuck? No, this is not acceptable.
Yeah, he's don't lump me in with all those racist guys. I want to murder you for your other attributes.
Right, exactly. Your skin tone doesn't matter to me.
I would do this if you were Asian.
But you're not picking Asian
that's
people.
that's not better, dude.
And we completely skipped that part over with the Asian dude.
We absolutely did. So yeah, I mentioned earlier. Cut back a bit. I mentioned earlier that there were two non-white people at the party. There was Logan King, and there's a Japanese dude, Mr. Tanaka or something. No, literally,
that was his name.
Yeah, and there was a whole question of why is this Japanese dude there? That seems odd. But there was a whole. Somebody had broken down this whole idea. Well,
the guy, I can't remember his name. I don't want to try to pronounce it because it's something that I would mispronounce.
Okay.
But he's the love life of an Asian guy.
Yeah.
That guy wrote a very, very good. He diagnosed that scene, and because that's what he does. He talks about race and culture, and he's more woke than most black people I know.
Yeah, sometimes I think he's a little. Yeah, I think sometimes he's a little. Sometimes I'm you might need to go to sleep a little bit, dog.
You're a fucking Asian hotep.
Yeah,
But he did.
I'm with you about 90% of the time.
Right, he did a very good analysis of that scene, and the Asian character asks, "So what? How would you describe the black experience in America?"
Right,
because he's there for that auction. And he wants to know if it's going to be worth his time and money to get this procedure done to be this different minority. And he breaks down how Asian people aren't necessarily complicit in, or they don't actively pursue white supremacy, but their complicitness in it makes them culpable also. It's a very, very good article. He wrote it for NetShark, and go seek it out. It's it's something it's another thing that will make you watch the movie again, and you'll be like, "Wow, I didn't see this."
Right, because he actually said, his quote to Chris is, "Do you think it is more of an advantage to being black in America, or more of a disadvantage?"
Disadvantage, yes.
It's a disadvantage.
Yeah, because Chris is kind of like,
What?
What
the
fuck kind of question is that?
Right, and so he goes to Logan King and he's like, "Hey man," like he was kind of an asshole about it. He's like, "Hey man, look, you're cornball ass. Why don't you tell people about the black experience?" He's like, "Oh, I found the black experience to be quite nice, but I don't really leave the bedroom very often with my gross wife." Disgusting.
Yeah, I didn't read that article, but it's more. I felt like it was more to that thing. Like they see Asians as like the model minorities because they come here and like they get stores in like black neighborhoods. They make money. Their kids go to fucking college. They become doctors and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they've accomplished the quote unquote American dream. But like, what's wrong with you niggas?
Right.
Like, why can't you do this? I'm like, well,
I really wish there was, and I assume maybe at some point in the future there will be some sort of time machine where we could go back and just make other racist slaves and then create a flashpoint timeline and then take white people to modern day in that timeline and go, see what happened? Like you take all Asian people and make Asian people the slaves and go, see? Now look how Asian people have the exact same issues that black people did. And then you change it and go, all right, let's do the white slave timeline. And black people are all in charge, like that fucking terrible movie we did.
Yeah, White Man's Burden.
White Man's Burden. And like do that, and then you go back to the normal timeline and go, now do you get it? That it is not a specific people, but in how they were treated over hundreds of years, systematically pushed down, the reason why they are where they are. So what I'm saying is, in order to fix racism, we need a time machine. And alternative timelines via the Flash. That's the only way to fix racism at this point, is we need different timelines.
No, the only way to fix it.
And I'm going to the black one, by the way. The one where we're in charge.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gone.
fuck that.
I mean, is there another option?
I'm going to the darkest timeline. Like,
Right.
bye.
Like get out of here.
Where are all the black people? They left.
You'd have to take all the white people and put them in the black one where the black people are in charge, and then leave them there.
Yes.
And then that's how you fix racism in our time.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Because like we got all this like cool shit. Like then like this show wouldn't really be that interesting. Like that would be kind of a damaging thing, right?
Yeah, but I would.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I
we
think it would
could
be a
just
worthy
call it cinema. We just take the black on black. It's just
Just call it On Cinema.
Yeah, that's it.
Niggas on film.
Niggas on film. Well, that term wouldn't exist.
Yeah, right. We would just be.
That term wouldn't exist.
Probably not.
I don't think it would, right?
Nah.
We would take it with us.
We would call ourselves something else then.
What would rappers use? I don't know. That's a good question. What would Lil Wayne rhyme nigger with besides niggering? He's done it before. He's a talented guy. So from there, when Christopher is locked up, like they bring on like this video of like the tea being stirred, and so he passes out again.
Yeah. And that scene when he's in that chair, just kind of like going in and out, that's fucking terrifying. Also.
Oh yeah, look,
that old ass fucking 1987 TV.
Yeah,
that you put like flowers and shit on top of.
Right, exactly.
My grandma had that TV.
That's a smaller TV is on top of it because that one's broken.
When you turn the bitch on, it goes.
Yeah, right. It shakes and turns up. So then Christopher is like freaking out and he starts scratching the chair like he had done previously when he was a child, when he found out his mom died and all this other stuff. And he takes some of the cotton out of the chair because it's like a leather chair. And he ends up stuffing it in his ears so that when the thing comes on to hypnotize him again, he can't hear it.
Right.
So then he pretends to fall asleep. Jeremy comes in to prep him for procedure. And when Jeremy's not paying attention, he escapes and he gets up and cracks Jeremy in the back of the head with a bocce ball, which felt so great. I wasn't there, but it felt like I was there. It was awesome. I was like, you only hit him once. You should have bashed his fucking skull in, dude.
Yeah.
Hit him twice.
He hit him
Not enough.
twice.
Yeah, he hit him
not
twice,
enough.
but it wasn't enough, right?
No, dude, I need to see the white meat.
I
before
need to see
walk out.
brain matter.
Yeah, before I walk out, no, you got to be dead. And then I'd have probably stomped on your throat a couple of times.
Wasn't there like a pool cue or something there, like to impale him or something, yo?
Nah, dog. Like, you ain't getting up. Like, fuck that noise.
Matter of fact, there was the antlers.
Yep.
I'd have took them goddamn antlers and just made one quick stop just to let me warm these antlers up. Bam! Right in the butthole. And then
That's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in the back of the head or something.
nah, right in the asshole. Fuck that.
Yeah, well,
Let him walk around with his entrails hanging out. Fuck, that guy was an asshole, man.
Oh no, I agree. I just didn't think you were taking it there. I don't disagree with your antics. It's fucked up. But I mean, at this point, sky's the limit. Fuck that. So he knocks Jeremy out, and there's like a pool of blood, which is like in movie terms means the person is dead.
he's supposed to be dead, and he picked cotton to save his life.
Holy shit! I
You
didn't
didn't
think
get
about that.
He picked cotton out of the goddamn seat to save his fucking life.
Wow, that's really good. I didn't think about that.
So many things.
So layered. It turns out
That was the first thing I saw when he did that. I'm like, yo, this nigga just picked cotton to save his guy. I said that shit in the theater. Like, he literally picked cotton to save his
God
life.
damn it, Jordan Peele is a genius. Jesus, that is fucking good.
This movie is great.
Oh, so good.
Like, it should win something, man. It's got to win.
It's
Some
got to
kind
get
of award.
nominated. But I think you're right.
I don't think it's going to get
It's
nominated
not.
at the Oscars, but it's
Not
going
at
to
the
win
Oscars.
something.
I feel like white people are like, this shit is too real. Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna need it to not like get an MTV Movie Award. You know what I mean? Like a real award.
That shit would seem disingenuous.
Like, I needed to get like a, what is it, the fucking, like, is it the Spirit Independent Awards or something like that? Or Screen
This
Actors
wasn't it?
Guild or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see
Like
it
a
get
SAG
some-
award?
SAG Award, yeah, Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
That would be good. Like, if it gets nominated for an Oscar, ooh, boy, don't let it win. Because black people are going to be insufferable. Man.
Like, I'm going to be fucking dancing in the street.
Yo, we will come in here and be like, that fucking Dave Chappelle shit, like, it burns, nigga, it burns. That Oscar
Even if it
burns.
gets nominated.
Oh,
it won't win. I don't think it's going to win because we got fucking like 8 months left in the goddamn year.
Yeah.
Something's going to come out.
The Academy only, what came out in December again? Oh
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, only
That's what
Oscar
they do.
bait bullshit.
Right.
Yeah. But if it
Too
wins,
early.
dude, insufferable, dude. We will be on this podcast. We will be assholes. I can guarantee you. Holy shit, I can't wait to be disappointed. So then after he knocks out Jeremy, Chris makes a beeline for the operating room where Dean like comes out looking for Jeremy to bring in Chris, and he like looks, there's nothing, turns his back, goes to look the other way, turns back, classic horror trope, fucking Chris out of nowhere with a fucking deer head. And
Fucking
jams the
Randy
antler.
Orton's ass.
What's that?
He Randy Orton him like out of nowhere, just jammed that shit in his throat and his chest. It's like, oh god damn, that was very fucking clever.
Yeah, I was like,
I
well,
kind of killed you with a buck, like a 8-point buck or whatever the fuck it is.
there you go. Look, and ironically, like the buck thing is obviously like a part of that, but also the fact that the thing that Dean hated the most,
Right, the deer killed-
is the
killed
thing that
him.
killed him.
Right.
Right. And also tying it to Chris having that connection with the deer early on in the movie. And
Yeah, he
instantly
looked-
helps save his life.
Yeah.
I'm about to use this motherfucker as a weapon. We here. Like, we here, dear. I see you. They killed you. I'm about to kill them.
I see you.
Reparations, nigga.
We hit it together. So he kills Dean brutally. Of course, that leaves Jim Hudson on the operating table with his fucking skull taken off. He's fucking toast, gone, good. Fuck him, blind bastard. Chris makes his way upstairs. Sees Missy in her study. She immediately tries to go for that cup. He fucking knocks that cup off the table like, no, bitch. I don't think so, which was great. And then she tries to stab him with like a letter opener.
Yeah.
And
he
he
stabbed him right in the fucking head.
Yeah, he was like, he took that shit like a fucking soldier. He was like, boom. Nah, bitch, you about to die. And he
Like, this
fucking
adrenaline,
turned.
I don't feel shit.
No, he's like, look, I just killed your husband with a fucking deer antler. I'm good. And he turns the fucking letter opener, takes it out, uses it in his hand to stab her to death. good. That fucking felt great.
This whole 5-minute sequence was just cathartic.
Oh,
yeah,
I was
thank you.
hyped.
That's the word. That's the exact word.
Yes.
They could have put a fucking flashing symbol or a flashing text that said hashtag Black Excellence over this entire scene. It was fucking great.
I fucking loved every minute of it.
I was like, kill them all. This
'Cause
is
they
right up there
usually
with
don't kill
Django
them
whipping,
all. Right.
like Django whipping the slave owner in the beginning of that movie. It was like, this is wonderful. I'm here for this.
And the thing is, like, this usually doesn't happen. Like, he doesn't, it's not, they usually just want to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
He was like, no, y'all motherfuckers gotta go.
I gotta stop this.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he kills her, which was great. It was unfortunately off scene. I was sad about that, but I wanted to see it. Then fucking Jeremy fucking does the last German guy from fucking Die Hard and shows up out of nowhere.
Puts him in a chokehold.
Yeah, and so he almost chokes out. He almost chokes out Chris, but Chris pulls the doorknob off the front door and stabs him in the leg. Jeremy goes down, and he proceeds to stomp Jeremy to death.
What he did was he was trying to open the door to get out, and
Right.
he kept kicking the door.
Kept
he did
kicking it
again.
closed, yeah.
He kept kicking it closed. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this shit again. And when as soon as your leg comes out, I'm gonna fucking stab you in that bitch. He set him up for the third one and stabbed him straight in the leg. And he's like, oh fuck, you got me. And then he stomped him in his skull.
Yep.
Until it probably shattered because you could hear it.
Yeah.
And it was glorious. Like, look, man. that
It was
motherfucker
like fucking Drive. It's just like stomping his like
the goddamn elevator.
like, oh,
Like, oof.
good lord.
Yeah, boot someone too.
Well,
great.
You know what, Jeremy, you deserved it. No one's deserved a brutal death more than that guy. So then he does what he's supposed to do as a black man. He gets the fuck out of there, and he jumps in Jeremy's car, and he's like fucking taking off. He's trying to call the police at the same time, all this shit. And when he does that, fucking Georgina runs out on the road, and he fucking hit her with his car. I would have been like, I guess she did. And then he fucking kept going. Like, no, not stopping to help you. Get the fuck out of here. But he felt guilty because of his mom.
A black woman.
Yeah.
Hit with a fucking car, man. Like, god damn it. He's like, no. He's like, come on, keep fucking going.
Yeah. Even he knew. Like he was like, don't do that. Like, don't do it. Like, nah.
Shit.
See, now he
Got
would
too much
drove
compassion.
Right. And see, now he had to go back because if he didn't go back, there would have been a bullshit article written how a black man won't go back to save a black woman from
Yeah.
look, you know.
You're right.
They would have been like, well, he ain't go back. I'd be like, bitch, this bitch is white now. Fuck that.
Fucking get out star, crab in a barrel ass Chris won't go save black woman that he knows is in trouble.
I'd be like,
all right, yo.
I'd be like, you know what? You right. Hit that gas. Gone. Fucking bye, dude. No. She was too fucking creepy, and I don't know what the fuck's going on with her. She didn't seem okay. I gotta go. I can't save you. You ain't trying to save me.
Plus, you have to, right, he had to assume that
They've been coagulated.
yeah, that they've been coagulated.
I mean, right? Like,
Maybe he thought he could save her. You know.
well, no, that's the thing, is he was just like, I should probably save her. I'd have been like, I can't. I gotta go. Like, I'll come back for you.
Yeah, honestly, I'd have left, man.
Like,
Yeah, nah, at that point, I didn't murdered like 8 people. Sorry. I've done enough.
I got warrants, girl. I gotta get the fuck up out of here.
Right.
Look, there's only one white person left in the house. Fight back. Alone. Let me know how it works out for you. Like, I did most of the work for you already. Like, I helped you out. So he gets out, he takes Georgina, he puts her in the car, try to save her. Which was a terrible idea. And Georgina wakes up and she's like, because she's white. Hello. And she's like, you've ruined everything. And she fucking starts like hitting him and all this other shit. Look, you shouldn't hit a woman, but I'd have punched that woman through that door, dude. Like, no, fuck this noise. And so she starts hitting him and all this other shit, and they end up running into a tree, and she immediately died. Good. And then that apparently was enough noise. Not her brother choking out a guy, not her mother being stabbed or her father being murdered in a basement. None of that. But a car crash a while away wakes fucking Marnie's ass up, and she's like,
Well,
she had headphones on.
she was listening to she was listening to music
She was
in
on
the house.
computer looking for more victims.
Right. So
And she
I
was eating her cereal.
This is an interesting
away
thing.
from like the milk and the colored was separated because the whites and the colored are separated.
Yeah.
Segregation.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit was funny. I'm like, oh Jesus.
So I assume that whenever that song,
Aryan?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
what the
isn't milk like the new like white supremacy thing?
Is that true?
Is it? It might be like black people don't really we lactose intolerant.
I thought I saw a bunch
really
of
fucking
skinheads. I
hilarious.
thought I saw like articles where a bunch of skinheads are co-opting milk because
Nah,
it's
fuck you,
pure.
dog. They
and
probably
I swear to God, I'm not making that up. Yo.
Well, guess what? I use half and half in my coffee, so fuck you. How about that? The Jordan Peele of addition. Really, milk? Damn, we can't have the okay sign anymore. White supremacy, y'all are fucking up. Regular shit. Kill yourselves. I'll take the bold stance of saying fuck off white supremacy. So she comes out, she gets a rifle, and she comes out of the house and she sees Chris driving away, and so she goes after him, and then eventually she shoots at the car, and like he gets out and he's like trying to like run away or whatever, and out of nowhere, fucking groundskeeper comes out and she's like, "Get him, Grandpa!"
And she talks to him like a fucking hunting dog.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because it is your grandfather, but he's
Which
also black.
goes back to that whole song in the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Run Rabbit Run.
Yeah, man. Like dude is out in that white car or whatever trying to get the fuck out of here, and this white woman in a hunting outfit.
Yeah.
Like all white.
with a hunting rifle and her attack dog as they're hunting down Chris. Like it's so fucking wild, man. Like this movie is so perfect in every way.
And that's when you find out. That's when you find out that those were her grandparents, because she says, "Get him,
get him, Grandpa."
And you're like, "Oh shit!" Like really? God damn, that's fucked up.
And of course, you find out, if you hadn't already put two and two together, like he runs after him. The running thing was because, because he had lost to qualifying to Jesse Owens, and so he's fast because he's been practicing,
constantly fucking running, all the goddamn time, right?
Which is amazing. So he tackles Chris, and he's like a big dude, he's like, "Rah!" Fucking slams him down to the ground, and he's like trying to fucking kill Chris. He's like, you've ruined everything. You've killed everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's you and your granddaughter. That's it. Top of the line. And so he's like trying to kill Chris, and Chris manages to pull out his Samsung fucking Galaxy Note or whatever and take a picture of him with the flash on, and that guy reverts back to being a regular black dude. And he stops and he stands up just as Rose comes up. And he's like, she's getting ready to shoot Chris with a rifle. And he's like, "Let me do it." And she doesn't realize what's happened. And he takes the rifle from Rose, and he does the thing a black person in that situation should have done. He turns the rifle and shoots Rose right in the fucking stomach. Bam! Gotcha, bitch. And then
The crowd went wild.
Yeah. And what's hilarious is he shoots her and she fucking goes down. She doesn't die immediately, but she goes down. And then he was just like, "Fuck this, I'm not going back to the sunken place," and turns the rifle on himself and blows his fucking head off.
He used this cell phone to essentially save his life. And the cell phone is what brings you back from the sunken place. Like the cell phone, we talked about this before, how the cell phone nowadays, like people who aren't aware, they're always like, "Wow, look at all these police officers doing a bunch of random shit." And you guys have said it all the time. It's not that they're doing it's that they're getting caught with these things. And these things are catching you. Like the symbolism of the phone saving lives in this movie, it does so in real. Like this movie's fucking perfect, man. It's fucking perfect.
No, but
That's
even more
fucking crazy, man.
that-
I didn't even think of that shit.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like I knew where you were going. Like that is excellent. But there's also another element to the cell phone too, right? Which is in America specifically. I don't know how true this is in other places, but in America specifically, Black people's use of cell phones as a way of like sort of like, okay, so in the U.S. especially, like the access to the internet allows sort of this democratization of like of the country, but Black people disproportionately have very little access to the internet. Like if you look at like our percentage of numbers and stuff like that, so becoming part of the sort of the mainstream of America, but because of cell phones, like our usage on like internet on cell phones is extremly high, which are like things like Twitter and stuff like that are super popular.
We have a sect of the internet called Black Twitter.
Right.
Like it's just we come up with all the memes you see. That's fucking us.
That's all of us, right? So like that
Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
So like that idea of Black people in cell phones as being like our access to like the greater world, where the other parts of the country use the internet like on desktop computers and all this other shit. Like that also plays into it, right? Like that's how we get out, literally out of the fucking our small bubble that we've been forced into is using cell phones. So it's ironic also with the cop thing, like capturing this information. This is how we are protecting ourselves, and this is how we get out of that bubble too.
Right. Because I thought of it because
that's brilliant. Like,
while
that's a really
he's
brilliant
while he's leaving, they make a specific point of showing him grab that phone, and I'm like, normally, like, why would you want to? Right? Like, it's just time to get the fuck out. Right? Like, especially going with all these people that you have to murder.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be
busy.
I wouldn't be thinking about it. But look at us right now. There's no reason for us to have our phones on this table. We're not looking at them.
Right.
But like here they are.
Because you never know.
Right.
Because
Because
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
That bitch kept fucking plugging his phone. That's the other thing. Like she kept unplugging it because that is his
connection
gateway
to the world.
the outside world. The fucked up places he's in. Without the phone, he's stuck.
Yeah. It is perfect.
This fucking movie's perfect.
It's perfect.
This movie's perfect.
And the screens are black. Did you know that? Whoa. And we've entered the hotel. No, but that's a brilliant observation, actually. That's a brilliant observation.
At all.
Yeah. God damn it, this movie's good. So just to wrap up real quick, Rose is laying on the ground, gunshot to the gut. At close range, it was beautiful. She's got all white on, and it's red as fuck. I loved it. Great. No white people have deserved to die more in a movie than these people. She's laying there, and she's like, Chris, it's me. I love you. And Chris is like, yeah. And he starts fucking choking her. Dude, I fucking
crying.
That shit was so, he's like, yeah, we you fucking bitch. Like, so he tries to choke her, and then a cop car comes up.
Why do you think she starts smiling?
Because she's fucking into it, dude. She was slightly into it, dude. She was slightly into it, dude. Because she was like, yeah, that feels good. That feels real good. And I was like, whoa. Like, it's like that, that meme where it's like one character choking another character. It's like, yeah, harder, daddy. And it's like, the character's like, what? It's like, nothing. Like, I felt like she was like slightly into it.
Before the cop car pulls up, he stops. He's like, he wants to choke her to death, but he's like, God damn it, I can't do it. And he stops.
Yeah, you different from me, dog. All this shit, I'd be like, you gotta go, dude. Look.
And I feel like that was also because, like, even with what she did to him, like, we still have that fucking humanity.
Yeah.
Like, as black people.
Yes.
Like, we have been through so fucking much.
We have every right. We have every right to not ever give white people a chance.
Right.
Every
but at
right.
the same time, we're always willing to give people a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what he was doing, because he literally was like, I
really want to fucking do it.
And then the cop car pulls up. He's like, fuck.
But
they dead. Fuck it out. Whatever. I did it. I don't tell you.
Like, I don't need to lie. I did that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it pulls up and you see airport, like, oh shit.
I mean, I've never heard a more raucous applause.
Yo, the ending of this movie.
At the end of this
And,
movie.
well, and we have that clip. So, but yeah, the ending is fucking stellar. It really is fucking stellar. So we have that clip because of course we do. So here you go.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house. How you find me? I'm TS motherfucking A. We handle shit. That's what we do. Consider this situation. Fucking handle.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I mean, he comes, you think it's a regular cop, it says airport on the door, you immediately know that it's Rod, and he comes out and he saves him, and then they have that conversation. Quickly, before we get to the other thing I want to talk about, the music in the beginning is played at the end, right? Yeah. Which is apparently like a Swahili song.
That says get out.
Yeah, and it's like listen to your ancestors and stuff like that, which I thought was, again, everything in this movie is very deliberate. It's fucking excellent. But there was an alternate ending that was just released like this week.
Yeah. The alternate ending is the ending that we all thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When that cop car pulled up, and it's actually a couple of cops, because he did call the police and say, I'm at the Armitage's house, I'm in trouble, but he wasn't able to give any specific information. And when you call the cops, like, they have to investigate.
Right.
Cops come up, they arrest him. The next shot is Rod going to see Chris in jail. And Rod is like, hey, man, look, you got to do whatever you can to try and remember any details, that you can.
Like the names of the people.
The names of the people, what they look like, all this stuff. One, we got to find these black people. Two, we got to describe what's, all those people at the party and all that, because they're all accomplices. And Chris, just with a resigned look on his face, is just like, don't even worry about it. Like, I stopped it. It's not going to happen anymore. And he's willing to spend however long it is in jail, or maybe the death penalty, just to see that this stuff doesn't happen anymore. And look, while I really I prefer the good ending, the happy ending.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with this ending either.
No, and look, it's not the alternative ending is not like, how they'll do alternative endings, and it's like they didn't like really super film it, and it's like not like they made it as if like he really thought that was like he might have gone that way.
Yeah.
I like the happy ending just because it's like, fuck, this movie is brutal, and it's just like browbeating and a lot.
You need a fucking release.
You need a break, man. Right. You need a win.
But I agree. I think the alternate ending was also very good.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a perfect movie, folks.
It is. It is as close to a perfect movie that I think we've ever done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's entertaining from like just from a movie standpoint, but it's also incredibly entertaining from a black people standpoint, right? It nails like the things that make us uncomfortable and the things that we talk about that people think are not real and all this other shit. Like, no, these things are very real. Yeah, it was great. And look, we ran a little long, and you and I had talked about it. We're like, yeah, this might actually be a 3-hour episode. So we got to 2 hours and 40 minutes. So.
It is what it is, man. Like, you got a lot to talk about in this fucking movie.
Yeah. So again, if you are listening to this and you didn't watch this movie, why did you do that? But go watch this movie, man. Support this movie. I don't buy a lot of movies. I normally rent them, but buy this movie. Like, support this movie, because this is the type of like black cinema. Personally, this is the type of stuff I want to see. All right. So, and Jordan Peele is working on his next project is with HBO called Lovecraft Mansion? Something like that. Or Lovecraft Country, excuse me. And it's about a group of black people driving through the South in the 1950s, like searching for a friend of theirs. So it's going to be an HBO series. So I'm sure that will also be very interesting. So, all right, that's it for us. Make sure you go to blackandblackcinema.com, share out the episodes. You can catch them on any of the podcatchers, iTunes, Google Play, that sort of thing. Also, make sure you sign up for our premium content, which you can go to blackandblackcinema.com/premium. $5 a month or $50 for the full year. You get obviously this show, but all of our premium shows in the TMP Studios network. Also, make sure you subscribe and share out the episodes off of youtube.com/blackandblackcinema. All right, guys, we will see you next week for another preview episode.
See you.
Yeah.